Going live. We're live. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Last Arc YouTube Chadmirals podcast. Man, I really already screwed this up. That's crazy. Welcome to the Last Arc YouTube channel. This is the podcast of Chadmirals. I am the Chadmiral Cody, special grade sorcerer of the Last Arc YouTube channel, and I'm joined here today with my co-host and other Chadmiral, Straw Hat Lucas, captain of the Last Arc YouTube channel. I'm joined here
guys?
with the rear frontline combatant of Chadmirals, Dill, and I'm joined here with the rear reporting for booty, vexyz. How are we all doing today? How are we all doing?
I'm doing great, but I'd be better if you said rear one more time for me.
Rear. It's realize.
I need you to say Last Arc YouTube channel one more time.
YouTube Last Arc channel. YouTube Last Arc channel. Last Arc YouTube. The Last Arc of channels of the tubes of Last Arcs.
Let's go, dude. 10 out of 10. No, I'm vibing. I'm happy to be here. Cannot wait. We've got some interesting topics for tonight, and I've been watching some interesting anime, and that's normally what we open up with. But yeah, how are y'all doing? How's Dill?
Hey Dill, we can't hear you.
I see your mouth moving, but I can't hear shit.
His devil fruit's on.
His devil fruit's on.
Speaking of watching stuff, I've been here's a little throwback. I've been going through Isekai D&D by Rustage. I just got to the reveal of Jack of Ripper. Yep, I started from the beginning, and I just got to like episode 17 or 18, where they just revealed who Jack the Ripper is. And man, that reveal is so good. Like, you mean he's Da Vinci? We're trusting you. You're literally Jack the fucking Ripper. It's crazy, but I've been going through that podcast, and it's been enjoyable while grinding out through video games, which will be the topic of today. But what else has everyone else been watching?
I have been depressed because Vex messaged us about 45 minutes to an hour before we started today and said, "Hey guys, I watched the episode of Frieren without you."
No, in the Chadmirals chat, I specifically said I will not have a lot of time before. So I mean, you have access to that chat as well. I said it hours ago.
He brought up receipts. He was like, "Not today, Satan."
But I respect your feelings, and I'm sorry I did that to you. Apparently,
are you hitting a Benjamin?
A Benjamin Franklin?
Oh, that's not a Benjamin. That's a vape. It's okay.
A Benjamin Button.
A Benjamin Button.
Anyway, speaking of Benjamin, I'm gonna hit this blinker. Tell me what you've been watching this week, Vex.
So yeah, I just watched Frieren. That happened, and it's peak, but I won't talk too much about it because I feel like I did that a lot last week.
If this wasn't a test,
bruh, stop. Stop. Oh my god. But no, I also I binged through and I got caught up with Shangri-La Frontier. And I gotta say, I really enjoy it. It's pretty good. I think you guys would all like it. It's I was talking to Cody and Dylan about it the other day over in Gang. Check out Gang server. It's fire over there. But yeah, it's really, really good. It's like an MMO, like a VR MMO, like anime, but they're not like trapped in the game, and it's not like you die in the game, you die in real. It's just like there's like IRL bits which are kind of like chill and slice of lifey, and then there's bits inside of the game that are like really battle shonen and like grindy, and like, you know, it's if you've ever like enjoyed an MMO or just like a very popular like AAA game and stuff like that. It's got a lot of stuff for like gamers and just for anime nerds in general. So if it's a little cheesy, but the fights are freaking dope. The animation is really great. Some of the characters suck, but some of them are freaking awesome and carry. So I think it's really worth it. I like it a lot.
What's it called again? Shangri-La what?
Frontier.
Thank you. I've heard about it.
I'm on episode 16. Yeah, I'm on episode 16 right now. The MC, at first I was just like, okay, dude. and now I'm just like, okay, dude, like yeah, this dude is him. He's absolutely him, and it grew on me a lot more than I thought. And I gave it the 3-episode test, and I was like, yeah, it's pretty good. And then I got like 8 or 9 episodes, and I was like, this shit slaps. And also the first outro song, fire, absolutely fire, major earworm. It's in my head right now. I'm gonna be humming it the entire stream.
Beautiful.
That's pretty much all I watched this week. Like
I didn't
16
watch
episodes of that.
anything this week. I'm dead serious. I didn't watch any more episodes of Evangelion, any more episodes of Berserk. I did read some more Bleach, and then I read 90 chapters of Zatch Bell because I want to read the second one, and I haven't read it since I was like 18 or 19, maybe 20. And I was like, okay, I'm
I
gonna reread this
also would
real
like
quick.
to call Lucas out because 5 minutes before he popped in the stream, the first thing he said, "So I watched the newest episode, guys."
I
Like,
did do that. I did. And goaded. Not gonna say more. Not gonna say more, my man. I'm sorry once again.
Literally a 10 out of 10. Absolute
10 out of 10. Like
Freaking crazy.
goaded episode. Totally down to watch it with you boys after the stream so I can watch it again because it was like
yeah,
I will
fine
rewatch
spaghetti.
this episode. Yeah, I will rewatch this episode of Frieren at least 5 more times. So I would love for at least one of those to be with all of you.
Oh, that's
But
good.
no, it was fire.
It was, yeah. It was really good. Cody, are you ready to kick us off with the main topic of the night?
My music isn't working, so I was ready. And then I was like, yo, why ain't we working?
we've seen you dying, but it's okay.
Well, that too, but like,
Dill, did you watch? I was
No,
gonna say, Dill, did you watch anything interesting at all?
Recently the season finale of Percy Jackson came out, and the whole first season was really great. I think they adapted the first book really well with it. I think early next year is when we're getting the second season. But
That's dope.
Is that a Netflix thing?
It's
What was that?
Disney Plus.
Oh, okay.
the Percy Jackson thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Heck yeah, we love that.
I think my sister has Disney Plus, so I might be able to check it out. I don't have access to Netflix. But no, I've heard you talk about it a whole lot, and like I said, I met Rick Riordan when I was like 13 years old. Like, but I only read the first series of books, so I don't know anything about like the Egyptian stuff or anything. But I definitely know about Percy Jackson, so I'll have to check it out now that it's done. I'm just like I'm a binge kind of guy. It's so hard for me to do week to week stuff.
A
Like, I would-
binge boy.
Yeah.
They only have 8
Benjamin.
episodes, but they're right at 30 to 40 minutes long. So they're good to sit down and binge for a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah, I've been wanting to check it out, man. I was a fan of the first movie. Like, I never read the books, but like the first movie was pretty good. The second one seemed like it was garbage. I did not like how they did the Cyclops either in that movie.
Yeah,
It was really weird.
It was the adaptation at the time. All that we had went into it, but in the past 2 years since then, like just right after it, there's already advancements to where they could have done it so much better. So I'm excited for once they get to that point now to see how it's going to look in the interpretation of it.
Hi, Rosie.
Hell yeah.
Rosie says, "What's up, you
Rosie, you know, good girl. You know, good girl.
Bro.
Shout out to my
Everyone.
Valentine's. How was everyone's Valentine's Day? Did anyone do anything interesting? Have any good Valentine stories?
Me and my wife watched YouTube documentaries all day.
My wife.
That's fun for us. I'm
Sorry.
just gonna be honest. That's like it's very enjoyable for us.
That's hot.
Yeah.
My Valentine's
Um,
Day was below par because the person I asked didn't accept it. They didn't even entertain the thought. They just laughed whenever I said it. And yes, I'm looking right at you, Lucas.
Ow. Oh,
I was going to say, look, you
It's funny
can't be
because-
upset at your own hand, man. Like,
No, it's so funny because Lucas denied Dill and I denied Lucas, and me and
Yeah.
Cody were just wonderfully happy as Valentine's, right? Like,
yeah. Shout out to Allison. I guess we were not Valentines. It was Vex who took me away from you. Sorry.
mm,
Also, she just asked me to
Don't be
send her the
sorry.
link on Instagram, so she's here in chat.
nice, dope.
Hi.
Yo, shout out.
Shout out to really pretty lady. We can't talk about toxic women now. Video games, y'all. Speaking of things we like to play, I love video games.
Oh my god. No, we did not just say that. Oh my god. Video games. Yep.
We've had some pretty bomb announcements that have been coming up here in the recency. I have been really excited to talk about Sonic the Hedgehog. I know a lot of us are big fans of Sonic in here, maybe. I know maybe I've been going a little bit overboard with it, but man, Shadow getting confirmed to not only come to the live action movie, but also getting to his own comeback in Sonic X Shadow Generations. I don't even know what it means. Like, has anyone else in here played Sonic Generations? Just so, like, before I start going off on a rant.
Oh, no, you're good. I have not played past Sonic 06. I think we've talked about that a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you tried Sonic Generations, Vex?
No, I've seen it being played though. Like, I literally stopped after like Heroes, I think. So, and I didn't play every title back in the day. Like, I played like 3 Sonic games. I played like the OG, like, and then SA2 Battle, and then like Heroes.
And then, Dill, have you played Generations?
I did not play Generations. The furthest I saw of it was just the release trailer, which I know didn't have any gameplay elements in it, but it still caught my eye as something really cool. And I love that they're giving the Shadow another spin in video games because, let's all be honest here, one of our favorite games from the old gens was Shadow the Hedgehog.
Dude, I love some of the Shadow the Hedgehog.
Not for
titles.
me,
Low-key.
baby!
Oh,
I
dang.
did play Shadow the Hedgehog. No, I actually did play that one as well, so I lied. I played more than I thought.
He's a hedgehog. He's got
Um,
guns.
Bruh.
essentially.
What I like about Sonic Generations is that it's a collection of classic 2D Sonic platforming levels, and then you also have like a 3D iteration and spin on it. So it's a collection of the best levels from Sonic 1, 2, and 3, Sonic and Knuckles, and then it goes through the 3D Sonic games. So you have a level from Sonic Adventure, then you have a level from Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, and then you have a level from Sonic and the 7 Rings, and then it goes through like the different 3D iterations of Sonic. So then you get a level from Sonic Colors, a level from Sonic Heroes, and then I forget what the last level was, but oh, they do have Sonic Unleashed and Sonic 06. And so it's like a collection of like each of one of these levels has 2 different modes to it. A 3D element where you go through as classic Sonic, and it's almost like a classic like 2D traditional like
Platforming
level.
Such.
Yeah. And then you have a different spin on it where the 3D Sonic has like different 3D elements throughout the level that you have to go through and solve these puzzles and get through it as fast as possible. I loved Rooftop Run. That was my favorite level because I was like top 10 in the world in Xbox 360 on Xbox Live for fastest completions on there. And
That's
I mean,
dope.
I literally only ground that level out was because the first time I ever played it, it was the first time I ever beat a level without taking a single hit. And I like getting that trophy and not even realizing it was a trophy. I like entered the zone while gaming on that. What up, Kev DOG in the chat? See, you all have the Sonic brain rot. I'm giving them my Sonic brain rot if they don't have it by now, like for real.
Yeah.
But Sonic Generations literally is like a Sonic like circle jerk of like, yo, we're gonna have our best hits and we're gonna enjoy them to the fullest that anyone possibly could. Like, it is so freaking good. Like, I cannot tell you all how many times I've literally just replayed levels to jam out to the music alone to it. Like, Sonic music has been going hard. The last couple Sonic games have been absolutely phenomenal. Sonic live action has, like, gone crazy. And I'm really wondering, what is Shadow gonna bring? Because Shadow's only had, like, 2 games he's been in. If
Yeah,
I'm remembering correctly, he had Shadow the Hedgehog, he had Sonic Heroes, and like he's had like guest appearances, but he was like a playable character in Sonic 06 and in Shadow the Hedgehog, right?
and Sonic Adventure 2 Battle, wasn't he?
Oh yeah,
No,
you're right though,
yeah,
wasn't he?
yeah.
The goat.
That
He had,
yeah.
oh,
Highway,
JJ in
bro.
chat.
JJ,
Shout
what's
out to
up?
the OPU fam.
Before I go on about the whole like Shadow in the movie thing, the music of Sonic, dude, has always been on point. Like when you boot up Sonic the Hedgehog on Sega Genesis, I think it's 2, maybe 3. Casino Nights comes on. It's just like, okay, let's go. Like, let's go, dude. Like it's
Could you
right
imagine
there.
if they brought the casino levels back and like the light and
Oh,
dark?
dude.
Oh,
Oh, that'd be sick. Yeah, I've been thinking about playing Sonic Generations though, because I read a lot of the reviews and watched a bunch of like videos and stuff on it, and it looked amazing. Like,
what I'm most
my
excited for in part 3 is that they confirmed Crush 40 from the original like
Yeah.
Sonic butt rock music to be playing the theme of Live and Learn in there, and like, man, Sonic vs Mario short. Oh, what are you talking about, JJ? I'm lost. You got me lost. Sonic
no,
vs
I-
Mario short.
They should have put
It's all
Escape
about
from the City
the-
in there. That's what I'm. That's
That is
I-
like probably the
I'm
most
hoping for it.
like iconic for me. Like the most iconic music from like my favorite experience, other than the Chow Garden music, was Pumpkin Hill. But
Yeah.
that's neither here nor there. But
No. Hold on, I had one more thing to say though, with the whole Escape the City thing before you go.
Because
on.
I did know that. That is one of my favorite Sonic facts of all time.
Just imagine the opening of that movie. It's like Sonic and Knuckles and Tails racing, and it's just like rolling around at the speed of sound. It'd be perfect. It'd be perfect. I would lose my mind, especially if they started like skateboarding down a like main city street on like a snowboard.
Man,
Like,
I
it would
don't like City Escape that much. Like, I don't
that's
know.
crazy.
I don't know. It's like not. It's not one of my favorite
as a
levels.
level, it's like
No, the level
as
is
a level,
ad,
it's
but
okay.
the
But
music.
the song is amazing.
song is
Escape
amazing.
from the City is fire.
But like, it just has that level attached to it. Chemical
I don't
Plant
remember.
Zone.
I don't remember if it was confirmed, but I know like Tree the Wolf, friend of the channel, was saying that there was going to be, I don't know if it was confirmed or if it was just rumored, but more Sonic music that was done by Casey Lee Williams and her dad Jeff Williams, which are the duet that do like
Ruby
music for the Ruby. Yeah, like and oh my god, dude, that would not be the most perfect, like it's literally perfect. Like they had like it's I can't even begin to describe it if you haven't watched like Ruby and listened to the soundtrack and everything like that. It's absolutely perfect for Sonic music, and I'd be so down for that. I don't know if it's confirmed or if it's rumored or whatnot, and I'm googling it right now to no avail, but that would be so freaking hype.
Oh yeah, JJ in the chat. I love Ace Vane, so I'm gonna like look that up immediately. Like that sounds hilarious.
But
I love his
like
Lake dub.
it's
What was
so.
that, Dill?
Oh yeah, Dill.
I said I love his.
You are breaking up, brother.
Dill has gone full
Like and
robot here at the
subscribe.
last arc. Like and subscribe.
Yeah, that one's for you, JJ. Like and subscribe. Oh my goodness.
All right, should be better now.
Oh, much better, man.
Much.
I love Ace Vane's Justice League dub. That's what I was trying to say.
Anything he does with Batman as well is just top notch, dude.
Oh yeah.
But I'm really wondering what like what collection of levels they could give to Shadow, or like what kind of timeline we're gonna be, because Sonic Generations does have its own like, oh yeah, it's like an anniversary collection of Sonic levels, but like there's a big bad who's like ruined the multiverse and made two Sonics canon in the world of Sonic now. So like I'm wondering what the actual plot of this game is gonna be, and if they're gonna like, what is Shadow gonna be doing there, and like what kind of Shadow levels are we gonna be doing? Or could we actually see a return of Werehog Sonic? Please, please, I need it. It's just, listen,
Sonic
man, if you
Unleashed
got,
wasn't that bad.
it wasn't.
that'd be
Daytime levels in
enjoyable.
Sonic Unleashed is one of my favorites, and like Rooftop Run, I don't care what anyone says, but Rooftop Run with that sick ass guitar in the background, it's like, I'm a cross country runner, so like when I go running for long distances, Sonic music is like crack to me, dude. It just makes me feel like I'm fast, and I am fast. Like
Gotta go fast, man.
it's Sonic. Something about that. I literally have it in like all of my freaking like playlists for running. Like Sonic music just goes so hard, and I'm really wondering what they're gonna do with the Shadow levels. I don't know.
They'll
Like
probably have some from Adventure 2 Battle in there, I would assume. Definitely Shadow the Hedgehog levels. And then for the classic levels, maybe they'll make him run through like old school Sonic levels. Like get to play with
Can you
Shadow
imagine,
in
like,
levels we never got the chance to.
Yeah, like a futuristic, like corrupted version of like Green Hill Zone. Like I don't like if they just do like a
be
classic
sick.
spin or like an alternate verse type of story. Like what if like there's a timeline where like Sonic like ceased to exist, right? Like I remember someone was telling me about that. Like what if like Shadow has to like pick up the mantle or something like
dude,
that,
that'd be
and like he
sick.
goes through like classic Sonic
That would
levels.
be
Yeah,
sick.
I don't know. I don't know anything about like anywhere
Open
to
world?
the level that you two do. Oh, open world would be so insane.
Because they
Like,
just
I don't
did an
know.
open world Sonic game with the, I don't know what the last Sonic title was off the top of my head. Give me a second.
Legends or something. I don't know. Is the one with like all the kaiju
Was-
battles, right?
Did they do any levels in Generations for Sonic 3D Blast?
No
Do-do-do-do-do.
idea.
I'm gonna Google it.
Cam says
gotta
we
go.
already know there's a bio lizard boss fight, so I mean they're definitely pulling a lot from SA2 Battle,
It
which I'm
could
fine.
be, yeah.
That shit is goated.
Oh, they
Sonic
did do levels in
Frontiers. I
Sonic.
think Sonic Frontiers was the
Frontiers,
open world game. Yeah, and so like the Flash show run, Barry run, instead it's Cody run. Yeah, dog, that is me whenever I'm listening to Sonic music. I actually had the Flash like theme from the Flash CW show on that playlist for running. And so like whenever I'm like
Yeah,
in
dude,
my last 20
Frontiers-
minutes.
Frontiers is wild. Like a tree like had me go down the rabbit hole with him like on YouTube one day, and we like watched like because like the music, it's like all the Kellen Quinn soundtrack stuff, right? And like you fight like a bunch of kaijus as the bosses, then you fight the fucking moon. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Was I the
Dude,
first
it wasn't
person to
me.
cuss?
It wasn't me. It was,
Oh
it was
my
Bex.
You were the
Oh.
first one, but we're already 20 minutes in, so we're good.
One of the things I
No,
think I'd really
no,
want to
it's
see
20.
is I want to see Shadow have the chance to save Maria. I'm gonna say that with my chest out. Like I want Shadow to like actually show like
Is that the
he's
kid that
changed
got
it.
shot?
Yeah, it's the little girl. Shut up! You're fucking crazy. Sonic fans are crazy. I cannot believe I'm gonna have to go watch a movie with a bunch of other 20-year-old, 30-year-old men laughing at this little girl getting gunned down. Whole Green Coltrane, a friend of the channel, made a wild TikTok saying, "Hey yo man, I can't wait to go into the theaters and see Maria get shot." Like we're really giggling about this. I'm crazy. Am I crazy?
I've never
You've
played that
been
far
crazy,
into
Cody.
Shadow to like have an emotional impact from it. So it's just
Oh,
wild
An
to me they
emotional
would do
impact
that.
from it.
No.
Well, I'm just saying, like,
Okay.
it's just wild to me that they shot a child in a Sonic game. Like,
Lucas, it was to make it worse, it was the US military.
The military
that
did
just
it.
makes it better, dude.
yeah.
Like, that's just fucking what?
Wait, no. So it's not the U.S. There's like a united military that's
the
like
same
it's
thing.
called something different. It's not. It's not. It's not.
Jesus.
But it wasn't outright
It's the same
the
thing.
United States military. It's called a different thing. No, it's
Ugh.
definitely different. They
It's
made
the
sure it was
exact
different
same
because
thing.
they wouldn't have gotten away with it if it wasn't for you meddling. No, if it wasn't
If it
for
wasn't
like
for you
them
meddling
changing it.
hedgehogs.
So Radical Highway, Prison Island, Westopolis, and Final Chase are high likelihoods. But what I'm also curious about, Kev, is I don't think people are actually gonna laugh. I think it's more people in disbelief. This is a thing that shows. Yeah, I guess I could see that. But Kev, I'm wondering why they showed off the alien from the Shadow of the Hedgehog video game. The alien that tried to take over the planet, and like what his deal is doing there, and if he could be connected into splitting up the timelines and everything. Because like we
So,
saw him in the
in-
trailer.
In the original game, his entire purpose was to sway Shadow to the evil side in order to get his overall dream. So it might still be his overall dream coming back again.
Government of the United Nations. Yeah, it's called Gun. It's literally called Gun. All guns are bad.
I'm not a big fan of the government.
I'm not a big fan of the gun vermin.
The gun vermin.
Okay, but am I tripping or like Kev? Like you can just hop in if you want. Like I think we're all cool with that, right? Like
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I really got a piece. So you guys should list off your favorite Sonic characters by ranking of toes.
by ranking, that's crazy, bro.
Okay,
Oh
well,
my god.
in the first place position
did
with
he
a
just
total
say?
of 1 toes, I rank Shadow the Hedgehog.
Big the cat, obviously, because of his toes. Big boys.
I'm a big fan of chili dogs. That's a character, right?
Sucking on a chili dog. Sucking on a chili dog. Sucking on a chili
Oh
dog
my
while you
God.
suck on a chili
Stop.
dog.
Stop right
Yeah.
now, please.
Oh, yeah.
Vex may have been the first one to curse, but Lucas was the first one to take it somewhere.
Sucking on a
To
chili
be cursed.
dog.
Dude, bro.
Domain
but I mean, like,
expansion.
legitimately,
Chili dogs.
before 2020 or before 2020 memes, like Knuckles was my favorite by far. Now,
Really?
it's on a whole nother level. Like,
Do you
no, I'm
know the
kidding. Like,
Do you know
bruh.
the way?
that kind of killed it for me. I'm not even gonna lie. But Knuckles was
Voila!
him, and like, I'm not even gonna lie. The amount of time I spent on Pumpkin Hill just jamming out and just vibing, and I don't know. It was just he was always like an interesting character to me. But for me,
Man.
my most expansive Sonic experience is literally being in the Chow Garden. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I'm not like super into it. I did play a shit ton of SA2 Battle, but most of that time was spent in the Chow Garden.
I've got to tell you, I'm gonna be real. I didn't play a lot of Sonic Adventure 2 Battle or a lot of Sonic Adventure because I had the GameCube. I played a lot of the Director's Cut, and that was really good. But what I remember playing was Sonic Heroes, Shadow the Hedgehog, and man, I would love to see more love in like given out to Sonic Heroes, considering it's like the 20th anniversary going by right now. You
That's
guys
the one where
remember
you get to
Sonic
play-
Heroes?
You get
Never
to play
played
as Chaos, right?
I don't remember if you got to play it. You got to play as Team Chaos with the Alligator, Charmy, and Espio.
The little purple dude.
Was it called? There was another one that wasn't Sonic Heroes. It's called like Sonic XD, right? I played the shit out of that too.
Yeah,
Like,
the director's cut, Sonic DX,
Yeah,
Sonic
yeah.
Adventure DX.
DX. Yeah, it was Pokemon Gale of Darkness XD. It was Sonic DX. I played Sonic DX, and you get to play as Chaos, and that shit was fire.
Oh, yeah, I played that.
really liked it.
I think last time I said I hadn't played Sonic Heroes, but I was thinking of something else. I was thinking of Sonic Boom. I've not like, which I think that's a cartoon though. But I have played Sonic Heroes because yeah. Because isn't there a mini game on there too where you can play a slot machine? Am I thinking of something else? But I know I've played Sonic Heroes for sure.
No, I think you're talking about that one because that one had whole on Eggman's Casino in it.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever play Sonic and the Black Knight for the Wii?
No.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Well,
No,
I think I
Bro, I
played the
play
Black
shit
Knight.
for the
I know I
Wii.
played Unleashed and the the Rings.
Seven Rings was surprisingly good. I don't know why more people didn't like that game.
For a Wii game, it was really good.
Dude, like it wasn't like overly like Black Knight. It was like, yeah, you have to wave it and like swing the sword, but like the Sonic levels were actually like pretty fucking tight. Not even gonna lie. But my problem
Yeah.
with Black
I
Knight
didn't
was
push it for the Wii.
it had the we got to waggle while we play through the game. Oh man, we love doing this. But I'm really hoping that if
No More Heroes. I'm
God,
sorry.
the waggle mechanics in Wii games is so annoying because it's like, oh man, we gotta show off that this is also a motion controller. Hey guys, did you know that we could have motion controls in this? Like, I
The
literally
funniest thing because like you in No More Heroes you have to charge your sword up by thrusting rapidly up and down your Wiimote, and it's just that is the worst idea they could have possibly had for like integrating that gimmick. You know what I mean? Like,
Mad World had it the best. I'm just saying.
Mad World was a great game.
Nah, bro, just shake
is
your
a
shake weight
Nintendo
until it's
IP
fully
as well.
charged. Then you can slash your sword attack.
bro, do you know any sailors? No, sorry.
So
But the only game I played for the Wii, like seriously, was World of Goo, and now it's on mobile. So yeah, I didn't play a lot of Wii games at all.
All right.
well, if we're gonna start branching out into other games, well, what are you gonna say, Dill? Before I veer this conversation,
I was gonna bring up some Wii games that came out because Link's crossbow training
Eh,
gave the Wii Zapper, which was essentially, for lack of a better term, it was a gun that you
Yep.
placed the Wii remote in and the nunchuck in. Using that Wii Zapper on Call of Duty
Wait.
Black Ops was so much fun.
Did you just say Wii Remote? That's not what it's called.
It's
Called a
called a
Wiimote.
Wiimote. You
Yeah,
silly
bro.
goose.
Well, how about you go Wiimote something up real quick for me?
Oh my goodness.
Um,
No, those things were deadly. Like they had to
No.
put the warning on an extra time after like they patched it. There was an update for the Wii.
he,
Because like the little strap, if you weren't wearing the little like arm like wrist strap, there were people who like
throwing it.
completely they would cause property damage. Like
Yep.
because like if there's one thing Nintendo is known for, it's making very durable hardware. Like like the GameCube can get dropped off of a third-story building and ran over and it still work. Those Wiimotes would go through walls, fish tanks, like concrete. Like that was a weapon. That was a weapon, is what that was.
you mentioned Link's crossbow training, and as a Zelda fan, my heart sank. I was like, if Dill is like, that is such a great game, I'm gonna be so heartbroken.
No.
Like,
Keep in mind, I didn't say that the game was great. I said that the accessory that came with the game made
oh yeah, it was good
other
for Resident
games
Evil
great.
4 as well. Like Resident Evil 4 on the Wii was only decent because of it. Like if you had the Zapper.
Yeah. That's why I like playing Call of Duty Black Ops on the Wii, because running through the story mode and you actually feel like you're running through and shooting people, it just feels better than holding a controller, you know?
Yeah.
You shouldn't have agreed with that, Lucas. I said running through shooting people, making it feel like you held an actual gun rather than a controller.
Yeah, yeah, that's the best.
He said,
Best
yeah,
simulation, bro. Yeah, of course.
absolutely. Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Total immersion, you know.
Yeah.
Like-
so are there any other video games other than Sonic X Shadow Generations that we're excited that are coming out? Because I just really wanted to talk about that and spit, and I realized
the
I've been
Binding
spitting
of
for that.
Isaac multiplayer.
Oh my god, yo, if you want me to spit about Binding of Isaac now, I got another hour in me, dog. I could. Holy smokes.
So could I, my man.
Oh,
I
where do
love
even
the Binding of Isaac. And when you told me it was going to be multiplayer, and then like we're launching TLA Gaming soon too, so it's going to be like
Yo, but like
perfect timing.
I gotta call them out on this because they took the beta down. Like, what's up with the Isaac devs getting upset with data miners? It seems really like small D energy, but they took away the beta for multiplayer testing. They took it away because they saw data miners that saw a file that wasn't supposed to be there. Which, I mean, first off, there's like an old Isaac trophy from the original Isaac that you had to get from data mining that we wouldn't have been able to figure out how to unlock the original character. So I mean, this new dev that took over after Ed McMillan doesn't know what he's doing, it sounds like, and he's got small D energy. Big F.
That's not good. That's not good. Big F.
I said Sigma's only. Get this beta out of here.
Wow. But who's your favorite character to play on Isaac?
Samson.
Because you purposely take damage? That's crazy.
Simpson.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? You denying yourself devil deals.
No. I like playing as Samson, and then Here, let me look up the list of characters. I won't even lie. I
My-
hit like 2 blinkies before the fucking cast.
So when
Um,
I run Isaac, I'll hit random. My favorite characters to get random are Isaac because D6 is manipulative and very easy for me to like make a run winnable. I like to play Kane because it's really easy for me to get money and
Kane's
use luck.
good.
And then I like to run Lilith because Box of Friends has recently been really game breaky and really fun to run. It's one of the new DLC characters.
Yeah. I like Lazarus as well. Like, Lazarus is always good.
Have you guys played Binding of Isaac at all?
But
No, my ex-girlfriend was like kind of into it.
it's super
So
good, man.
I don't know.
It's a
Like,
great
I never
roguelike.
got into it though.
I played it for
And,
you
like-
on stream.
Like, getting the story
Let's go.
unfold, like, it's so good, man.
I never
I mean, you know
played
me,
it
I'm
to
down
get the
I'm down to
story.
backseat.
What's up, peanut
I've
butter
never
and
played
jelly?
it
What's up,
For the
handsome?
story, I've only ever played like single runs of it, but it is a pretty cool. What the fuck is this type of game called?
Roguelike.
Roguelike.
Roguelike, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I beat Isaac's story for the most part through before the first DLC came out, and like I think you just have to do like 30 completed runs and then do so many runs with other characters.
Yeah.
And then I put Isaac down for a hot minute, and then when I went to go graduate from high school, my buddy had drove down from Minnesota to visit me, and we spent my summer after graduating high school playing all of like we played all of Binding of Isaac. I think we filled out all of my post-it to like 82% on my PlayStation, and I still have that save file to this day. But like
That's insane.
it was like a whole summer of like we'd wake up Isaac. It was like, want to go to the beach today? Maybe.
No, Isaac.
And then we'd sit there and play Isaac. It was crazy. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
I love-
Handsome
yeah.
is
This,
singing alone in the chat. Wow.
I'm sorry, I'm normally like right there.
He's singing
vibing
the
with
Doors,
Handsome.
and I love the Doors. They're literally my favorite classic rock band of all time. So let's go.
Oh my gosh, I don't have all chats open. I just have top chats. Big F.
Big F. Big F.
The biggest.
So-
Alright.
Binding of Isaac has been coming out. I'm excited for the new Final Fantasy Rebirth game that's coming out. Vex, are you excited?
I can't wait because for one, Tree got me like super into it, and like I was not on board with like the reboot at all because I hadn't heard any of like anything about it. I was just like, yeah, whatever, it's not Final Fantasy VIII. And, and I was jaded, but like no, Tree has gotten me extremely excited about this, like I love him for that. And then also like once he finishes playing that, then he will finally play Final Fantasy VIII, which is my favorite. But no, all jokes aside, I'm extremely hype. I cannot wait. It looks like it's gonna be pretty sick. I'm interested to see what changes, what stays the same, and like mechanically the demo seemed a little bit different from even the remake that we got, and like the Yuffie like intermission was actually sick. So it's gonna be interesting how other players like how other characters play out. I'm super hyped. I'm not a gamer myself these days, but I'll backseat the hell out of that, you know what I mean, with you and Tree once it comes out.
Yeah, I've been really looking forward to this Final Fantasy. I never got into 7 per se, originally back in the day. I just didn't get to grow up with that. I got to grow up with 8 and then 10. My parents skipped 9 because I was a child. I was a thousandth child. Like, video games you get are the video games your parents play, and then they say, well, you can play this when I'm not here. So I got to play a lot of Final Fantasy 8 because my dad was super into it. And it was one of
My favorite one on the PlayStation.
He went to Super Saiyan 10. He skipped 9. Oh, sorry. That's all I thought about when you said that.
But like getting this game, I got 7 remake with Intrograde on it because it's what my parents got me for my Christmas when the PlayStation 5 had come out, and it was I was like, I've never gotten to play this one, and my stepdad had told me, well, 7's my favorite one, blah, 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 blah. So I was like, it can't be that good. I got to the end of that game in tears because I missed, like, I had no clue of what was gonna happen to Jesse and Biggs and Wedge, and I was just heartbroken, like not remembering everything that was happening. And I was just like, man, maybe this is maybe I was too hard on 7. Maybe I need to go back and play it. And getting to re-experience that, watching Tree the Wolf, a friend of the channel, my best friend in the whole wide world, play it, like it was something truly special. Like I'm very excited to see the end of this. Hopefully, better timeline. I'm holding my breath because I've been hurt before, and you know, being a JJK fan, I'm used to getting hurt. But Final Fantasy doesn't have to do it to me. They've already.
No, I'm gonna be completely real with you. This Final Fantasy has been hurting people for decades. It's absolutely like I feel like whatever's coming with remake is gonna hurt even more. Or with like the rebirth. This is not a franchise that is like going to pull any punches or anything like that. You're a Kingdom Hearts fan, you know.
15.
Yeah,
15 has me sobbing every time I play through it and beat it. I'm okay with saying 15 is my favorite. I don't care who hates me for it.
See, but I wish with my whole thing with this whole Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth or whatever it is, like they did the remake and everything already. Show some love to the other Final Fantasy games. Like, give me some more on Final Fantasy 4. Give me some more on Final Fantasy 8. Squall is one of my favorite protagonists in all of Final Fantasy.
I completely hear you. Trust me, because 8 is my favorite. Squall is absolutely milquetoast, and I think it's the rest of the cast that carries the game, in my opinion, until he actually catches up with the rest of them. But that's neither here or there, and I won't debate that. But Ethan,
what is up, friend of the channel, legend of our lives, light of my life, Kev DOG? How are you hanging? What's up, brother?
It's your boy.
What an intro. What an intro.
I only the best from me.
I hopped into here, not just that amazing intro, but also Lucas was gassing up my man Cecil. And Cecil is awesome.
Dude,
so
yes.
That was sick. That was sick.
Oh, for sure. And see, that's the thing I was going to talk about really quickly. I'll finish my point and then I'll let you spit, Kev, because we're so glad to have you on. Thank you for joining. But my thing is, if this goes well, with like, and it has, Rebirth is set up to do extremely well. Remake did very well. Intermission was fire, and like I'm loving all of the hype now. I wasn't really on board with the hype train, but if this does well enough, which I think it kind of already has, this opens the door for more remakes down the line. But 7 was their poster child. 7 was the breadwinner. 7 was the most positively received for multiple generations across the board. So of course 7 is something that, and it's also been long enough, you know what I mean? It's like it's absolutely about time for a remake, and I think this is the one to start with, test the waters, and then they can start banging out the rest of them.
I think after the end of you go first.
I was gonna say, so this might be a hot take. I definitely don't think they're remaking all of them because of some of the stuff they've done with like these re-releases. Like for example, Final Fantasy VIII did get a pretty recent re-release with all this HD up-resing and stuff. Same with Chrono Cross, goated game that I know will never get a remake. But if I'm like placing my bets on something, it's either going to be Final Fantasy X or Final Fantasy 13 that's going to get a remake, because Final Fantasy X obviously has the sequel. No, 13 doesn't. But the thing is, Lightning is so popular that I feel like they would try to make a remake so she's even more popular than she already is.
I've had this
the grapevine that there's talk of a potential 10-3, but I don't know. Like, but go ahead, Cody. Sorry.
I've had this huge like conspiracy brain rotted theory ever since beating the DLC for Kingdom Hearts 3, and seeing all the Final Fantasy cast go out of their way to try to help the Kingdom Hearts cast look for Sora, but who is notably missing is Cloud, and I didn't see Cloud there. So I'm thinking maybe this Rebirth game is going to end off with Cloud getting lost in somewhere, and we're going to have to look for Sora and link the whole Kingdom Hearts and every Final Fantasy timeline like an Avengers-style type deal. And we're going to get a remake of everything and a whole new like continuity of thing. Kind of like how MK reset its own timeline. Like Final Fantasy is going to try to reset their own timelines and universes and stuff and link everything together.
52.
If they do that and I don't get, like Kev said, my boy Cecil, my girl Rydia, like I need Final Fantasy 4. Like they had the 3DS or the DS remake, and that was okay. Like it gave them like little 3D sprites basically. But I need it in that full. Like I saw Tifa and Cloud and Barrett all together while DQ was streaming the other day, and I was like, I need this for Final Fantasy 4. Like I need it. And 6. I need some love for 6 too. Like
Oh my god,
I
6
just
is
started
so good.
replaying 6. I just started replaying 6.
Best
Like I'm
Final
still in the
Fantasy
cave.
game. The best one.
Yeah, dude. When what's his name? Kefka? When Kefka like destroys the world map midway through the game, like I remember being like 9 years old, 8 years old playing the game and my mind just being blown. Like oh, so good.
I'll be
That was pretty
interested to
late.
see how they handle the open world aspect that they said is going to be happening in this remake. Because if we had open world Final Fantasy VIII, that would be spectacular. If we had a truly open world
would
Final Fantasy
cry.
X, could you imagine? Like, be insane.
Yeah, I would legitimately cry. I think 10 is a good call for the next one because it is I think Tree pulled it up like when we were like just being brain rotted and talking about it for hours on in server the other day in VC, and 10 is apparently according to the most recent poll, and there were millions of people who voted, the single most popular Final Fantasy game there is. And that's crazy to me because like I was like, yeah, it's good, but like I thought, like I don't know, from me growing up as a Final Fantasy fan and things like that, I've always known 7 to be like the one that everyone raves about, and 7 was good. I played it back in like the year 2000, like and like I loved it. I definitely don't hate on 7, but like for me, I'm a Final Fantasy 8 fan. I'm a Final Fantasy 9 fan. Those are my favorite out of the PlayStation 1 3D trilogy. But like 7 always got like way more love than 8 or 9 ever got. And then when 10 came out, like it definitely got a ton of love, but like I felt like it kind of got overshadowed by Kingdom Hearts a little bit because that was just like more.
Dude, Kingdom Hearts was amazing. That swept the community. Like it was insane. I mean,
Yeah,
you were
it was just definitely more geared for the age group that I was in. Like a lot of my friends were like, who didn't even know about Kingdom Hearts, or I'm sorry, who didn't even know about Final Fantasy and shit like that. They were like getting crazy into Kingdom Hearts, so it pulled a lot more people into it. So I never really thought of 10 as the most popular, but apparently, according to the statistics, and I can't pull them up right now, but you can ask Tree. Like
Listen,
that is apparently the most popular.
Yeah, you can ask Tree as well. I already said it, man. If Waka's in the game, you know it's going to be a banger. Like,
Oh my god.
10 is so goated, though. Like, well, I remember the first time I booted that up on a PlayStation 2, like, oh my goodness. Like, the visuals alone blew my mind.
The opening cutscene, and like I remember like I had a scratched disc, so in the opening cutscene, like when Outer World is playing and like Titus's face gets like smashed into the screen because he's getting like isekai'd, like and then like yeah, it was actually so hilarious because the disc scratched and my game like completely kaput, like right whenever his face was getting like warped into all of the corners, and so it was just like the funniest looking Titus face I've ever seen. And like so I have trauma because that's like I tried like 500 times to get my disc to work again and it froze right there every single time, but now
Yeah.
I laugh at it, but back then it was trauma.
So, Kev, what's your favorite Final Fantasy?
For me, it's 6. I played
6?
it relatively recently. Because obviously I played some of them when I was younger, but that one I played when I was in college. And I really got invested in just, I don't know, I love Terra as a main character. I think
Yes.
she's really great. And I love Celis as well. I think she's a fantastic character. I thought, see, you said Waka, but I thought you said Locke. And I was like, oh, Locke, what a great character.
Yeah, Locke
He's
is
like
a good
the
name, yeah.
dashing Han Solo. There's just so many Setzer. Like I could go on. Like there's so many just cool characters.
And then by
you
the
know,
end of it too, yeah, man. Like 6, like that ending when you're fighting that final boss and it's climbing up and like it's
Yeah, it's like a
turning into an
tower.
angel. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a tower
Bro,
boss, and it's so
the music
mind blowing. Yeah, the music
music's
alone.
the
fantastic.
music is insane in that boss battle. It literally changed
Insane, man.
my entire concept of boss music. I was just like, this is pod racing. No, sorry. Like,
Oh, it is.
no, but
It is, yeah, that is
no,
popular.
it was insane. It was cracked.
Yeah,
What
and that's
I still have
the-
like that on a playlist. Like I'll just jam all 17 minutes of Dancing Mad like religiously. Like
You got the full experience, man. I was gonna say, like, there's even some characters that didn't even list that I just am like, oh yeah, they're so great. And my favorite thing about that game, which is kind of ironic, because I feel like sometimes I get annoyed when games do this. I know how you guys feel about this stuff, but like open-ended RPGs, I don't really like that much because it makes me feel as though there is no streamlined story. Like, for example, I know people might find this kind of weird, but like Fallout and stuff, I'm not really a huge fan of stuff like that because it's like
dang.
there's not like a one narrative through line. It feels like you choose the adventure, which I get why people like that, but I like it when a story can all culminate and come together through all these characters you meet, and it makes it feel as though, I don't know, I get why people like it, but for me it's just not for me when it's an RPG.
There is in Fallout. I'm not going to get into it right now but there is a connecting overarching plotline throughout all of the Fallout games.
Oh no, that's not what I mean.
Yeah.
I mean in the games, like you can side with one group, and then that's the ending you get. You know, I like it when the squad comes together.
Yeah, there's canon endings to the games, but it really is, like you said, I get what you're saying with the whole open-ended aspect of it.
I think that's like what I like the most of, though. Like how you said, choosing your own adventure is what makes like a lot of the Fallout games, especially like I'm a big hater, but of New Vegas. New Vegas is very
You
tailored
hate New
to
Vegas?
I am not the biggest fan of it. I find it to be the one I've enjoyed the least out of all the Fallouts I've played. I find it like it's very tailored to your experience with the game. You get what you put in out of it. Like,
yeah.
Oh, I agree for sure. Like, I think the world building in those games is stellar.
Yeah.
But I think like the end game is kind of irrelevant because there is no real plot. It's like like speaking back to Sonic. It's like playing Shadow the Hedgehog, and then in one ending you're killing Eggman, in one ending you're killing Sonic. But really, none of that shit matters because none of it is actually the ending. Like, I don't know. To me, it's just like stuff like that. But in Final Fantasy VI, since there's so many party members, you get like these specific moments. If like, oh, there's that character in that scene, stuff like that, and I kind of like that. It gives it like replay value in a fun way.
Who is it when you're running to the airship, and it's like they haven't come yet? Do you want to wait for them? And if you don't wait for them, you never get them back in your party again. I can't remember who it is. It's like I said, I've just started replaying it because it's been so long since I played it. But
Shadow, I think.
Yeah, it's such
like
a
Dark
good game
Knight
though.
guy.
Yeah, it's such a good game though. And the ninja character.
He's so awesome.
Yeah, he's so good, man. He's so good. Cody, what's your favorite Final Fantasy?
15. I like 15.
I just answered for you. I'm so sorry. I've heard him say it. I've heard him say it like as a meme like 4 times this week, and it's so funny to me now.
It's a great game.
15.
I do wish that the DLC that they had for the game, which was amazing, was part of the base game. But you know how developers do.
15 wasn't my favorite until after I played the whole complete story with everything that they wanted to put into the games. I got playing through episode Gladiolus, Ignis, and Prompto. Like that really messed me up. And finally getting
the Prompto one, man, that shit was amazing.
It tore my heart at that campfire hearing Noct give that speech, like actually having that delivery of like, these are 4 not just best friends, but like brothers in arms, forged through like fires of adversity. Like, I could go on about 15 and why like the character building throughout that whole game means so much to me, and like how the coming of age of story of Noctis really hit me when I had to like grow up after getting through a really bad relationship. And like, it was funny because during the relationship I wasn't allowed to play the game because I guess it was pretty messed up, but like getting to actually have that moment, it was like life-changing. It's like something I'll never get to relive again through a video game. So 15 is my favorite. It's really cool to still have that moment after all these years.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think like it's all about the timing in specific like games, movies, you know, books, whatever. Like that really can be what makes the impact on you, you know?
Oh yeah. That's why Final Fantasy IV is my favorite. It's the first video game to ever make me like legitimately weep. and it's when Palom and Parum sacrifice themselves. And I think I've said it on Chadmirals before, like when they sacrifice themselves and turn themselves into stone to save the rest of the party.
Wow.
Like that broke me because they're like 7-year-old kids. And they give up the rest of their lives. The rest of their lives. I was like 14, 15 when I first played that game. And I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Like,
That's an interesting choice. I really like that.
Yeah.
9 had me like in tears the first time I played it. Like just watching like the whole forest get petrified and like homeboy Puck like doing his thing, and then like I don't know, like that was crazy. And then like also just Vivi's entire story, just not knowing like, oh, what a phenomenal character, like just an absolute insane character. And like the Black Waltz as like a protagonist, and like just the music that's played, like they went so hard into making that entire storyline just completely different from like anything else I'd ever experienced when I was a kid that age. And I also just like when I was a kid, I was like, yo, I don't know who I am. And that was like something that Vivi like obviously really resonated with me. And so like I 9 shook me the first time I played it. Also the worst mega boss I've ever fought in my entire life, and I literally cried tears trying to beat Ozma. Absolute sobbing trying to beat that mega boss. It was the most bullshit thing I'd ever gone through. It's not fair. It's just not a fair boss.
When the 10-10-2 remaster came out and we finally got to have penance over here in the States, man, that made me sweat. I was getting mad. I was throwing a controller across the room.
I've never played the remake, so I didn't know that. That's awesome.
Yeah, when they did the remasters,
a remaster, sorry, yeah.
Yeah, the remaster for 10 and 10-2, they on the original PlayStation version, they had a North Americanized version, which was easier, and the bosses had lower health for difficulty spikes, and they locked a lot of the hidden content. And when they brought the remasters over, they just remastered them, thus the international version for the States. So we got all of the Dark Aeons, the Hidden Aeon bosses, Penance, the Monster Arena fully unlocked, and Penance as a Final Fantasy X boss is literally one of the worst experiences you can have as a gamer, but I think you should have it if you haven't. Like, you deserve to have that rough time. You deserve it. You owe it to yourself. It's like
owe it to yourself.
It's like, I think everyone should play through Dark Souls and beat it. You owe it to yourself,
See, that is such perfect timing, because I was gonna say, I think that argument is kind of stupid a lot of the time. Like, here's what I mean. For example, for me, I don't think Dark Souls is fun whatsoever, because it feels like a circle jerk game where it's like, oh, bro, I beat Dark Souls, bro. But you could just have just as much fun playing Stardew Valley and just as much validation, like building a farm, than defeating a boss. It's all about what you view as valuable, And I feel like, here's an example, right? Here's an example. Say it's like the final boss of the game, right? Or a secret hidden boss, because you did this one thing and you're at that boss or whatever, right? Then it's like, well, now you gotta beat it. You're already this far. You know what I mean? It's not like the baseline difficulty. It's more, you've got to this point. Now you got to show like you can do it at the end of the day. Like, I think a very prominent example in this generation is a certain skeleton. A certain skeleton, if you get to that boss fight and you don't beat that certain skeleton, you're kind of a bum. Like, you made it all the way there. Like, that's all you got to say. Yeah, exactly.
So I'm gonna shout out Cody ATE real quick, because one of the bad guys in the series had that exact same voice.
I think Cody just named him Sans too.
His name was just Sans.
That's hilarious.
So he was without.
I think
I completely agree about the Dark Souls take. Like, I can respect people who do enjoy that kind of play style, but for me it will never be a game that I'm not built to enjoy that kind of game. There are people out there who can definitely enjoy that, and no shade to them, but like, nah, man, I'm never gonna be able to like get the full experience out of a game like that. And so I can totally understand what you mean by that.
Yeah,
I think a lot of
disrespect. Yeah, it's just like some people, they find enjoyment in like like Harvest Moon or Stardew Valley.
I
like
love
said.
Harvest Moon. I'm just like throw it out
Harvest
there.
Moon
Original
64
Harvest Moon on the Super Nintendo is so good. 64 is pretty good too.
Harvest Moon 64. Anne is the best girl, and the fall music, like when it's like, like, oh my goodness, take me back, That's all I need in this life.
Well,
like,
when we were talking about Final Fantasy, I was thinking, like, so what is everyone's favorite JRPG then?
Ooh, I
oh
don't.
man,
Probably Persona 5.
I know what Kev's gonna say.
Oh,
I
did
literally
ya?
talked to Kev about this the other
Oh,
day,
yeah.
so I pretty much know what he's gonna say. I think I agree
have-
with Persona 5 being very high up there, though.
I found the list. Okay, awesome. I'm gonna send it. in a
He has
second.
a
Yep.
list.
Persona 5
So I'm
is
gonna
a
go-
goated game for sure.
I was gonna say I'm gonna go real quick while Kev gets his list ready. That's the only one of the series that I've played, and it's one of the very few turn-based games I've ever played, and it is Journey of the Cursed King,
Oh my
Dragon
god.
Quest VIII.
Yes, Dill spit. Oh my god, I love that
I
game.
love that game,
Puff,
and I
puff.
never beat it because fuck that final boss. Fuck transforming 2 different times to have 3 different stages of a boss fight. In the final one, you have to do very specific things in order to beat the boss. Yeah, no. Why not just let me brute force my way and kill the boss? I tried that so many times and never beat the boss. You have to run around the entire final island and do very specific things in order to make him defeatable in the fight.
I can just imagine Dill just ramming his head into a brick wall over and over, like, why isn't this working? Like, no, I'm sorry.
I remember getting stuck on the evil Jessica on that game when you go through the town and this evil wizard dude or whatever like takes over her body, and like she's floating in the air like, haha, you didn't expect it was me. And I was like, I don't even know who you are, so no, you are correct in assuming this.
I thought you were Jessica. What do you mean?
It's like, yeah, no, you're right, dog. Who are you? But I remember, my favorite thing about Journey of the Cursed King was finally finishing the prologue, and you finally get to meld the items in the pot, and he's like,
Oh, yes.
this is Kube, and I was like, dude, I'm Edward Elric. Like, it was...
So, I never watched Full Metal Alchemist still to this day, but at that
What's
point,
Full Metal
Get
whenever
off
I'm
my
Alchemist?
stream.
when
No,
they-
I'm joking. I'm joking.
my bad,
Get
the
out
wrong
of here.
name. Let me correct myself. Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Oh, yes.
Um,
I know that anime.
So I've never watched it, never read it, never seen anything about it, but just the base part of the game is here. You can make all of your equipment stronger by fusing these materials together, and I'm like, hell yeah, alchemy. This shit's cool.
Ugh.
That's first of all, it's so wild that you have not checked out FMA Brotherhood like at all to this day. You are a
Yeah,
full-grown
that's
adult,
crazy.
Dill. What are you doing?
Shout out
with
to
your
Mr.
life?
Bushido in chat.
Yeah,
What up, Mr. Bushoda?
Mr. 2 Euro Dono saying Mass Effect, Halo, and Assassin's Creed are the best trilogies. Okay. I don't know.
Assassin's Creed not really a trilogy at this point. It's like a
Neither is
full-on.
Halo.
It's like a Final Fantasy type.
Mass Effect had Andromeda, and I'm not gonna let y'all forget that.
Just to get us back on topic,
Kev,
it's
you
hard
got
for
your
me
list?
to say what number 1 would be because Legend of Dragoon will always have like the most special place in my heart, just because like it's such a good game, and I'm really fond of the Golden Sun duology. Like those
Let's
Game Boy
go.
Advance games are so good, dude. But
Ooh.
my favorite's gotta be the Mother series, and I know that's 3 games, but like you got to play them all. Like they're just insane. It's
Good
such
games.
a unique.
Earthbound
such a
is
unique take on
revolutionary.
RPG.
I love
It is, man.
Earthbound.
It's such a unique take on the genre in the first place. And the battles are interesting. In the third one, there's this mechanic where you have to follow the beat, like in time and stuff, and it's so good. Like,
Earthbound or
the-
Mother 3, which do you prefer?
story wise, probably Mother 3, but like ambiance and like just general mood,
Vibes.
Earthbound is like so good, man. Like if I just want to vibe out and like play a low stress game until you get to 3 at least and 4th, but like just putting on Earthbound and playing for a little bit is so fun. But Mother 3, the story, that game made me cry as well. Like with everything with Lucas and Klaus and their mother, and like Flint being like their dad, and like coming along with, oh, it's so good, dude. It's so good.
Yeah, Flint was a really great character when I played
Yes,
as
dude.
well. I didn't expect him to hit as hard.
And then Duster as well. Like every character in that game, and then they basically like the game that's an open-ended game as well, because like the world just ends kind of at the end of that game. Like it's wild, man. It's wild.
I love that. Whenever you called your father, he would just randomly give you money.
Nessa's dad. That's
Experience to the next level is.
Yeah,
bruh.
He just randomly call you and be like, "Hey, maybe you should like go outside and touch some grass, kid. I've been playing for 10 hours straight."
I love that you said Legend of the Dragoon though, because Legend of the Dragoonies never say die, bro. Like I remember one of the first times we were ever vibing on VC. You were running through it, and I had not, bro. Dart was such a crazy like MC, and like yeah, like it was. I haven't played through that game in years, but that was one of the first games that I never got to completely finish because my disc 3 was completely messed up. I even had it rebacked and it still wouldn't. You remember when we used to have to like reback discs and stuff? Like yeah, and my disc 3 never, so I never beat that game. And I was hoping I could see you beat it, but I never saw that either. So
I'm on disc 2 right now. I'll start playing it again in the server. But no, there's when Cody was talking about that like super hard boss in Final Fantasy X remaster.
Ugh.
Yeah. There's one in Dragoon called the Grand Jewel, and if you do not use the exact like precise move set and team members in it, that battle can go on for 4 to 5 hours. Like
they didn't pull punches back then. Like there's a way you can soft lock yourself, just like in tactics. Like you can literally, if you don't play the game right in certain parts, like you can literally just get yourself soft lock and have to start over a whole nother save file. Like it's ridiculous. Like in certain parts, if you don't know what you're doing.
Wild, man. Kev, what about you? What's your favorite JRPG?
I made the list because it was like I gotta figure this out, right? So it's a list of my top 25.
Oh,
it
dang.
has changed slightly. Not all of these are RPGs, but
Paper
pretty
Mario?
much a third of them are. So that's why
Bro,
I'm
the
like,
1,000-year door is on my
Chrono
list.
Trigger
I was
is
literally
goat.
about to say it.
Chrono Trigger is goated. It's such a goat. Like, oh, let's go, dude.
Did he post the list?
Yeah,
it's
it's in the.
Oh,
Yeah, you put it in chat.
I can see it. I pulled it up for everyone.
Oh, I remember when you were making this.
I was on the stream, I'm fairly certain.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gen 5 is such a goated call because that's my favorite, like
the best.
My favorite gen of
Hey, look,
Pokemon
Mother
handheld.
3's on there.
So
And
his list
I was
consisted of mainly one game from each series.
Yeah, I couldn't decide between Zelda and Earthbound or Mother 3. So
Hold up. Mario Galaxy over Mario Sunshine and Mario Odyssey? I just want to like...
Odyssey
Okay.
would have been the second. Sunshine is not. For me, it's
Whoa.
The 1,000-year door or Bowser's story. Like, bro, oh my goodness.
both of them are goaded.
Both are goated, yeah. The fact you have Super Monkey Ball 2 on there is insane. I used to speed
specifically
run that game.
too.
Yeah, specifically 2, man. The mechanics in it are insane.
Specifically too.
Yeah,
It's too, it's too much.
It's so good.
Not
it's so
Wild
good.
World Animal Crossing? I'm
No,
upset.
New Leaf was definitely, that was the first one I played. I used to be so addicted to that. I would write a journal in real life talking about all the things that I did on the island in that day or something like that.
That is the cutest thing and coolest thing I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah,
like I'm not
whenever,
not clowning at all. Like that's all.
Whenever someone new would show up, it'd be like, "Oh look, Chow the panda popped in," and I love Chow. Shouts to Chow the panda.
My favorite Animal Crossing is the GameCube version because it has my favorite villager in it, Iggy, the Billy Goat, and it's the only game he appears in. He has never appeared in another Animal Crossing, and it upsets me so much because he's the coolest villager of all time, like of all time.
Yeah,
I
I
liked
really.
Blanca.
Well, Blanca's epic. Shout outs to
Yeah.
Blanca.
Blanca-
Also, the April
Blanca
Fool's
is
Animal
her,
Crossing
dude.
character. The April
Yes.
Fool's Animal Crossing character.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's go.
I remember. Do you know what? You know what pissed me off still about New Horizons is I remember when I got to April 1st and I was like, "Oh, Blank's gonna show up. It's gonna be awesome." Wasn't even there. Wasn't even
Oh,
there.
what?
That game is so dead. Like it's literally like a shell of a game to me. Like,
Yeah, I played for like a week and a half. Stopped playing it and sold the game.
oh
like,
no,
I
for
I know
me,
so many people who played like for like ever. They were
Months.
so
I played
diehard,
for
and then everyone
months.
just dropped off. Yeah, everyone just dropped off at a certain point.
because
Like,
that game, like I know this is now becoming kind of a joke to say, but prime quarantine vibes, New
Yeah.
Horizons, and
Yeah.
Among Us every
Among
day.
Us. Oh my
Among
gosh,
Us.
Quarantine Among Us is like
Was
literally
insane,
top
man.
tier. Oh,
Dude, I say constantly, Among Us
Crazy.
is a masterpiece of gaming, but people
it
don't
really
understand.
is. I can't explain to you like the
Are y'all
crack.
trying to
Oh,
say you
Fall
wanna
Guys.
play
Have y'all
Among Us
ever
right
played
now?
Fall Guys? Real talk.
I've never been a Fall Guys guy, no.
No,
Oh
I've
my
never
gosh.
played it. I've heard it's fun though.
Fall Guys is Battle Royale Mario Party with like little beans. It's addicting once you get into
little
it.
beans.
They're just little
But, like
beans.
bean
Little
boys.
Big Planet characters.
These little guys.
Yeah, they're like
Little sack
you can.
boys.
If you're a PlayStation Plus subscriber, you actually can get your bean to dress up as Sackboy. Yeah.
Let's
So-
go.
Oh, let's go. Oh man.
Yo, Little Big
Um,
Planet.
I-
Did you guys ever play that?
Yeah,
That game
dude.
is
I
awesome.
played
All the
Little
time.
Big Planet and Little Big Planet 2. Like I played a shit. I mean, I
I
also
only
played
played the first one.
Pikmin. I love like in like World of
Pikmin was
Goo.
fun.
Like I just love like little games like that. But they were my shit. Absolutely.
Yeah, for
Little Big
me,
Planet was
But no, I mean, as far as like just to finish off like the talk on JRPGs before we get too far from that, like I mean, like I was definitely a huge fan of Gen 5 Pokemon. Paper Mario: The Thousand Year Door was it. I played a shit ton of Lunar. I don't know if you guys ever played that, like handheld back in the day. There were like 2 of them, and I don't remember their name, but I played the shit out of those, and those were like the first games I like kind of no-lifed for a while. I really enjoyed the handheld Legend of Zelda like Ages and Seasons.
Dude, Ages and
specifically
Seasons are 2
Ages.
of my favorite Zelda games. They're
See,
so
for me-
Yeah,
good.
specifically Ages for me. Like that was the better one in my opinion.
They're both good. If you play them both together, that's the best. Like, one of the best.
I have a very strange segue here. Very strange. It is an RPG technically, but first off, the Minish Cap. For me,
Oh,
that's
dude.
the best handheld Zelda one.
Yes.
The
So
second
good.
off, those Tingle games, fire. I've actually played the Tingle games.
Are you
because
like Rupee Land and
Rosie
the other one?
Rupee Land
Yeah.
and Balloon Trip of Love?
I've not.
Shout out
played
to
the
Mr.
Rupee
Bushido in chat for the 5 gifted memberships. Hey yo, we love Mr.
Thank
Bushido with
you.
those 5 memberships. Make sure you
That's a
take
huge
those,
W.
turn those on, so you can get those live JJK readings and Dawn to Dawn readings.
Land.
Members only content
peak.
incoming.
That peak.
Let's go. I also really quick wanted to shout out because I didn't get to my number 1, but I was a huge fan of Phantasy Star Online episode 1 and 2, which were so freaking goated, and I spent ridiculous amounts of hours on those. I think for my number 1, it's like a toss up between like Final Fantasy 8 and 9, and then like I don't know, man. Like there's 8 and 9. It's like so hard for me to choose, like one mechanically and one story wise. But I also had like a huge like place in my heart for like I mean I did play a shit ton of Legend of the Dragoon. I don't know what I would consider like my absolute favorite, because I think I played Legend of the Dragoon first, and then I played then I played 9 and then 7 and then 8. So like Final Fantasy was like what got me into the whole genre and stuff like that. So it's hard for me to say like what like my, and I know my first experience was like I've never had an experience ever like that before. So Dragoon is up there, but I would probably go with Final Fantasy 8 just because I gotta stand on all that on that with all 10 toes. And I've been preaching to Tree about it for like a month now, I feel like, and how goated it is. And the junction system is unlike anything I've ever seen before. And it's so goated. And the remaster, did it's I mean it's literally like barely better graphics, and then they fixed like a few bugs and things like that, but they didn't add like any new content or anything like that. I need a remake. It's like, I mean, I'm glad it's on more platforms now, but they didn't add anything to the game. So I really do hope that they remake it. 8 is great.
Dude, I love Final Fantasy. I love like how different each one of our answers can be for such a different reason, and it all comes from the same franchise.
Yeah.
Shout out.
I played a shit ton of P3 and P4 as well, and I have not played P5 myself, although I listened to the soundtrack literally religiously every single day, and I've watched my brother play through it, but I actually only played through P3 and P4. And
I have
like
I love that
never in
Absolutely
my
goated.
life played a Persona game.
Whoa.
not even
Is
like
Persona, is that the guy Joker from Super Smash Bros?
Yeah.
I'm
It is.
oh
Actually, yeah.
my god. Wait, have you
But
ever
no, yeah,
played
I
any of the Shin Megami Tensei games? Like,
No.
That's even
Oh,
crazier
wow.
because
I think
Persona is
that-
clearly the popular one. If I mentioned someone's
hold on,
played
wait, no,
SMT,
is that
I
the-
mean,
when you're playing the
The thing is,
Japanese detective-
he's an old head, so he might have like. I thought he might have played
Hold on.
Nocturne or something like that. You know what I mean? Like,
okay.
but Lucas is like definitely like of the age where he might have gotten. I don't know. That is crazy to me.
Nocturne
That you've never
was
played any.
popular. That is true.
It was insanely popular back in the day. Yeah.
No,
Oh,
for
no.
me, the reason I put 4 but 5 is because of just I think the themes of the story hit a lot harder for me than 5. 5, I love the like weird. I don't know if you guys have seen it before, because personas obviously are a lot like stands in JoJo, so a lot of people compare like the plots of the parts to the games.
That's
and
what I was
sometimes
literally
it like
saying.
fits too well. Like it's kind of crazy.
It's crazy.
When I was
Yeah,
playing through Persona 5, I remember I had just finished my big JoJo's binge of like I had watched all of JoJo's up through part 5 of the anime, and I was reading through part 6, and I was like, "Yo, this is literally just a different JoJo part. They just made this kit. I'm gonna name my guy JoJo." And I was like, just like pretending I was in a JoJo game, and I was like, "Yo, this is too easy. Like, how is this like? Are stands just personas? Are persona stands?"
I think they're pretty much the same, like realistically. Like they're based on like your own personal like will or whatever. It's all very different. You know, that I've always viewed it as pretty one and one. But yeah, I don't know. I just think the theme of 5 is a lot more like we're taking on the world, you know, and it's very like epic, which is awesome, obviously. And the stakes are like the highest they've ever been, as like a base level, because obviously every ARPG of all time ends in God. You know, we're fighting God now.
Yeah, you have to be.
And then in 4, I like how personal and low key it is, which is a lot like part 4 as well, obviously. So I don't know. I just like the characters more. I got more invested. The 5 cast is great though. Don't get me wrong. Especially one character who likes pancakes.
No.
Vex, to answer your
me-
question about Shin Megami Tensei, I went on a little bit of a rabbit hole myself. I think I've played the one for the Super Famicom, a really crappy English translated ROM, when I was like 14 or 15 and played like halfway through it.
That's crazy.
Yeah, like because I recognize the art. I was like, I know that name and I recognize the art. I was like, okay. Like, let's go.
So are there any like really niche games you would say you guys like a lot? Like ones that aren't like
Eternal Darkness.
Eternal Darkness is fucking
Sandy's
amazing.
Requiem.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sandy's Requiem.
Sorry,
Yes,
sorry. Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah,
that
like, sorry.
game traumatized me. That
Yeah,
game
dude.
absolutely traumatized me, bro. Playing as Alex and like running through the mansion and then like in between all the
The
chapters of the
first
book.
time
And
the
like, you are
fear
one of the
meter
only
goes
people.
all the way down. Like,
Yeah, your sanity. Like I
Yeah,
had
your
my head
sanity is
blow
like,
off my shoulders when my sanity went off and my skull rolled into my hands and I started reciting Shakespeare to myself. I was just like, what hold on. Like oh, no. And, like that game ruined me as a child. And like yeah, I loved it. I loved it so much. I played it at 3 a.m. with all the lights off. And my brother would prank the shit out of me. Like dude, that game changed my entire life. I love it so much. I want to play it again so bad.
You could probably find it on Dolphin for sure.
oh, definitely.
Yeah.
That's the last time I played it.
That's like a
on
game.
Dolphin.
I'm not going to play it alone, though. It's not that I'm afraid. It's just that I think the experience is extremely enhanced when you have like an audience or something like I
definitely.
just, it's
Like Fatal
such a
Frame.
crazy game, dude.
Like you can't
Especially
playing
like you're
Fatal
playing-
Frame with people is like the best experience. So I get that. Like,
Yeah, but playing with somebody who doesn't know what they're getting
Yeah.
into, like
Yeah.
that's the experience I want right now. I'm like, oh, fucking hold on to your butts, dude, because this game is insane. And like just like fighting like Cthulhu mythos like monsters in your living room and stuff like that, while like you just slowly go insane and paintings spew out blood as you walk past them, and you have a staring contest with your grandpa's bust and stuff like that. It's like it's insane, and like the story that unfolds really solid as well. I love how Lovecraftian it gets, and like God, it's just such a good game. And like for that to come out on the GameCube, I had no idea what I was getting into. I thought all GameCube games were like Animal Crossing and Pikmin, and then there's that, and I'm just like, oh man, I was wrong. I was so wrong. What is this? I think that's the most niche game that I ever enjoyed.
I have two. One, it's kind of popular, Owlboy. Very
I've heard
unique game. Yeah, very unique game. The pixel art in it is fantastic. Like, I mean,
Yeah, it looks
otherworldly.
gorgeous.
Yeah,
Looks
they
gorgeous.
spent like 15 years like making the world and everything. It's wild, man, and a really good storyline too. Definitely another game that got me in the feels a little bit. But there was this one I got by my Shin Megami Tensei knowledge. I mean, I got into like Japanese games for a long minute. My favorite game on the Nintendo GameCube is one called Doshin the Giant. And you're like a giant god, and you like walk around and like help villagers build their village, or you can be a vengeful god and like stomp their villages and stuff. Like it's just such a relaxing game. Like I don't know how to explain it. It's just really vibey. Like it's really peaceful. Like really peaceful.
Sounds fire.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's
really
the.
fun.
I only heard of that because it's like it was a melee trophy or something like that,
Yes.
and then.
That's what got me going down the rabbit hole.
How about you, Cody? Do you have any niche game?
No, not really. I mean, I played Drakengard when I was a kid, and I really liked that. And that's like the grandfather series to the Nier Automata games. And Drakengard was a lot of fun. It was something I played a lot of, where you would make pacts with dragons to get powers, and you could control dragons and buff your dragons and make them more powerful by making more packs with them. It's this really old JRPG niche game that my parents were into, so by proxy I was into them. I was also really into anyone play Sly Cooper? It was a lot of fun. The Sly
Hell
Cooper
yeah,
series.
brother.
Dude.
Oh man.
Yes.
Like I like those games. Infamous. If the Infamous series could come out with another standalone title, even I really liked Second Son and First Light. Even I do miss our boy Cole.
I liked Cole as a character, but I was a bigger fan of the power system in Prototype. Like it was just like way more diverse than just like electricity. But I love both of those games. They're so goated.
Second Son and Second Son really gave you more diversity with the power types, because Dawson was a different type of like biomutant or whatever they were calling them in that game. But
yeah,
I really liked what they were doing with the different power systems in Infamous Second Son. And I was hoping that we'd get more games, but
I really enjoyed the first one. I don't think I ever played. Yeah, I don't think I ever. I think it was Mad Dog, wasn't it? Or Naughty Dog, I mean.
First one was
Sucker Punch.
Sucker Punch.
Yeah. Naughty Dog did. Yeah, Naughty Dog did like the Uncharted games around that time.
And Watch Dogs.
Yeah,
No,
the
Watch Dogs
That's
first,
is
Ubisoft. That's Ubisoft. Yeah, never mind.
yeah, the first Infamous game was definitely Insomnia.
Mm.
I
Yeah,
know I'm not tripping.
That yeah, the first one was great. I never got to play the other ones, but I always heard they were good. Like, I also really like.
No, the first
go
one
ahead,
was
Joe.
built by Sucker Punch.
Hey,
That's crazy.
Hey, yeah,
Sucker Punch. Who said that?
Cody, my boy. No, I really like
Oh, these nuts.
a really niche fighting
Okay.
game was Marvel Nemesis. I don't know if anyone remembers that game.
I don't think I've ever even heard of it.
Yeah, some of the characters were cracked in it, but like it had a decent like
Oh my
game.
God.
It was a decent game.
One of my favorite fighting games, and I know I've talked about it on TikTok before with one of our TikTok friends, General Mar. Shout out, friend of me and Straw Hat Lucas. We love Mar.
Yes, sir. Love Mark.
We were talking about Street Fighter X Tekken. If anyone remembers that, that was one of my favorite fighting games ever. Oh my god!
Very jank, but very good.
The roster was insane, and to see Tekken characters actually perform in a Street Fighter environment was crazy to me.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like
Yeah, what
for
about-
me,
Oh, yeah.
I think
Go
Street
ahead.
Fighter Cross Tekken was really interesting at the time because it was such a massive deal. But I feel like the game itself was kind of like it was more the idea of the game that people liked versus the game. I feel because for me, watching gameplay of it, I feel like a lot of the problems fell with like the gem stuff. The gem stuff made it kind of weird, low key. But don't get me wrong, the game idea, genius. I like how they I love like Kuma in the Street Fighter style. It's so funny how some of these characters get these really cartoony like redesigns.
I'm a bear, yo.
Yeah. Unfortunately, my man Roger wasn't in the game.
Yo, we got Paul though. That's all we need is Paul, showing out that he's the real Chad of Tekken.
He's the strongest.
Tekking.
King,
This is the
King.
second time you've done that.
King is the goat. King is the goat though.
Yeah, King. Which one? His
Oh, no,
protege
see,
or the original?
So here's the thing. Here's the thing, right? I used to like Armor King more because I was edgy.
Yeah.
But then I was like, no, normal King is so much cooler than Armor King, and it's indisputable
That's awesome.
for me. You know.
That's awesome. My favorite Tekken was 3, and I really haven't played much past it, if I'm being honest.
I played 8 for the first time a few weeks ago, and it's incredible how far some fighting games have come, man. Like that
Yeah.
game is so gorgeous, and I'm just thinking to myself, like, it's weird. Sometimes I feel like games that go for like a hyper realistic style look like what's the point in a way
Yeah.
because it'll look bad eventually. But still, like seeing a game that's so new and it just looks incredible, like it is really something to behold. Because after I watched my friend play the whole story mode, and the story absolutely incredible, one of the best story modes of fighting games in my opinion. And then I watched the 7 story mode finale, which I considered another one of the best ever, and the cutscenes were so much worse. And it's like this was not that long ago in the grand scheme of things. Like look how
Yeah.
far things have come. It's really something.
I felt that way when Mortal Kombat 1 came.
Mm.
Like it looked gorgeous, man, gorgeous. But what was your niche video game?
I mean, I was just gonna list like I really used to be into RPG Maker games when I was young.
Oh, dude,
Really
yes.
used to be into
Let's
that.
go.
Like I love the game. It was really popular, but I feel like it's not anymore. It was a game called Off. I really loved that game, and I also love this game called Space Funeral. That's one of my favorite weird RPGs, and it's way too much to even begin describing, but it's really cool, worth it. Obviously, these games are free because RPG Maker is free, so I would definitely recommend you give them a shot if that's stoked your interest or whatever.
Yeah, that stoked my interest for sure. I used to live on RPG Maker XP, so like I can remember some bangers, but I'm not familiar with the two. I looked up Off though right when you said that. I was like, that
Oh,
sounds
dude, that is
familiar.
do that first. Do that first. That
Yes,
game was
I will.
incredible.
I will. Like it looks great from the images.
Yeah,
and
that was a definitive inspiration for some of the stuff I've wanted to work on for a long time. That
Yeah.
game was a very huge inspiration for me because I just loved how like the world building is incredible, and that's all I'll say on that. because I don't want to say anything to spoil or whatever.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely.
Yeah.
Did you guys ever play Dwarf Fortress?
Love Dwarf Fortress.
I watched
That shit
Joel
is
play Dwarf Fortress.
Yeah, that shit is so niche, but like people will spend their lives on that. It's crazy.
Me and my
Balloon
buddy.
Tower Defense.
Me and my buddy Dustin. Before I move on to some of because Balloon Tower Defense is amazing. But with Dwarf
Princess?
Fortress, we had a fortress running for
Let's
like
go.
a year and a half, almost 2 years. It was insane.
That's crazy.
It was insane, man. It was wild. Like,
Yeah, Bloons Tower Defense 3 on mymathlabs.com. That got me through credit recovery.
cool
in high
math
school.
games.
I
Bro,
literally
that's
bought
cool
Balloon
math
Tower
games.
Defense 6 for Steam and my iPhone, like so I can play it when I'm pooping. Like I'm real about this stuff. Let's get real about it.
No, but I was like big
So-
into tower defense from like StarCraft BattleNet, like OG StarCraft, like the first one, and like Warcraft 3 Frozen Throne expansion and stuff. Like I was huge into like tower defense back in the day. That was my shit. Sorry, go ahead, Dill.
Well, I was just gonna say my niche game was from the PlayStation 2 era, and it was called Freak Style.
Freak
It's
style.
Yeah, so it's freestyle like motocross, like
Wow, this
motorcycle
is
racing,
cool.
and you go
Yeah.
through jumps, break down. Like they got like giant glass mirrors almost, but they're kind of just like painted glass. But you break through them, you earn points, you do races and all that stuff. It was really fun.
So it's like Burnout or like Pain, but like with
Yeah,
with
kinda.
motocross.
But just
Nice.
like
That
straight up
sounds- that sounds
races.
awesome. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds awesome.
And it's funny enough because my second niche game was out of all the racing games that ever came out, Burnout 3 Takedown, easily my favorite.
Oh,
Burnout 3 is an amazing game.
Burnout City Paradise.
Burnout. Wait, just to
No.
confirm, Burnout is the crash game, right? Where
Yep.
there's that
Yes.
Yeah.
Mode where you
Yep.
crash. Dude,
Yeah.
that game was
Yep.
so elite when I was a kid.
That's why I loved 3 so much, was because the whole mode where it sets you up. It's like, yeah, go jump off this cliff, but at the bottom
Oh,
of the
yeah.
cliff, there's
a
7
bunch of
gasoline
cars.
tankers that are
Yeah.
driving down the road that you get to blow up, and you're like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, that was amazing. I completely just
Yeah,
that
Burnout
was like
was
I don't know if you guys have seen the meme of Stephen A. Smith. It's a Ratatouille moment. Ratatouille. Yeah,
I've
because
not.
so basically what he does, Stephen A. Smith, for those who don't know, he's a sports analysis guy, right, on ESPN. And so now people just tweet at him because someone was like, Stephen A., out of any, because he has a fan section on his YouTube, he has a YouTube show now, and people tweet at him and ask him to do stuff, and someone was like, which of these do you like the most? And it was Bulbasaur, Squirtle, and well, let me real Bulbasaur, Charmander, and Squirtle. He said Squirtle.
Sour.
And he was like, he picked Charmander because he has a big forehead like him. And then after that clip went super viral, started sending him stuff. And there was one, and it was like, all right, who's gonna win the fight, Stuart Little or Ratatouille? And he of course picked Ratatouille. And he said Ratatouille, no joke,
Didn't he
like
do
over 30 times.
Because I did see one of those clips because it was Charizard Blastoise, and he said,
Yeah, and he's like, I kinda like
Venusaur.
Charizard.
"Yeah, I
Yeah,
kind of like
Venusaur.
Charizard.
I kinda
Venusaur.
like Charizard.
I kind of like Charizard. He
Yeah,
got claws.
I
He's
like
got
War
claws,
Greymon.
Yeah.
War Greymon.
Black
Fantastic.
War Greymon was one of the greatest edge lords in my of all
Gobble
my childhood
Greymon.
television.
Omnimon has a cape and a literal gun for a hand. Like, come on now.
What about like what is it? War Gunmon that has like guns for wings and everything.
Dude, Omnimon has a cape with a gun for a hand and a sword for a hand. It doesn't get cooler.
And
Not only- hold up,
Gatomon
not only
digivolves into a full-grown woman.
Okay, hold on.
Bro, no, but not only was it a gun for a hand, it was a wolf mouth, a mechanical wolf mouth cannon. not just a
cannon,
gun.
not just a
Like,
cannon.
yeah.
It was just a gun. Or cannon, not just a gun, a cannon. I'm Vex, you're simping harder than me right now. Dude, Omnimon was it.
Bro, I love me some Digimon. But like the best Digimon of all is Zed Millenniummon, because that dude can create universes. Like that's the strongest of all. Like yeah, Digimon gets so insane.
Dude, yeah,
good.
I don't know, man. I
wild.
think Kabuterimon's kind of up there because he's like, Tenabot. Like that's pretty 10 out of 10.
The glow up is crazy, but he don't stand a chance against like an Okuwagamon though. Come on, let's be real. Like Hercules Kabuterimon is where it's at, but I don't know. Like legitimately though,
Heraclean Gabuterimon.
So
Bro,
long.
Digimon-
Like, I can't even
Digimon
begin to
gets-
track.
Digimon gets so ridiculously intense. Like Digimon lore
When-
is crazy.
When does
It's
Patamon digivolve into biblically accurate Angemon?
Biblically
Isn't it-
accurate Angemon.
Isn't there
Look
like?
away!
It's
Not
called
afraid.
Seraphmon. It's called Seraphmon.
I think
like
the
Sarah
only
said-
Digimon.
Seraphimon.
I think the only Digimon I know is like the yellow dinosaur
Agumon.
plant thing.
Breath.
There's like
Yeah.
an orange winged thing, and that's it.
Patamon. Yeah.
Yeah, like literally, I'm just like,
Bro.
that's all I need.
No, like for real. I'm not even gonna lie. If you like Persona games and stuff like that, play Digimon World Dawn and Dusk. Like you'll love them. They're so good. Like Digimon.
The
is
Digimon
so crazy
RPG
and it
games
goes
are
so much-
actually go hard as fuck, for real, for real.
They are so good. It's insane.
And if you
But,
know how
like,
Digivolutions
Digimon-
work, like if you actually paid attention to the shows and how to actually upgrade your Digimon, like you have a leg up on everyone who played the game, because they're like, I don't know how to get these two Digimon to make the one. Well, if you paid attention to the show, stupid, you'd know that he'd have to be at this stage and this one at this stage.
No, I mean that's why they have. Like I'm thankful that they had wikis, because those aren't even the best of the Digivolution chains. Like you can get like way more cracked shit than was ever in the show. Like the Vmon evolution, like X Vmon was cool and stuff like that, but getting to like whatever the Royal Knight one is called, I forget. It's like a Old Force Vidramon. That shit was insane, and that wasn't in the show. And that was literally like the most cracked speed stat you could imagine. I love me some Digimon lore, and yeah, those games are absolutely goated. Highly recommend if you like, especially if you're already a fan of like Persona, like that kind of style of game. Definitely check out Digimon World Dawn and Dusk. You will love them.
I always liked with like I know it's not a Pokemon clone, but like people call them Pokemon clones. Always, my favorite one of those is either Fighting Foodons, just because Forget About It exists because of that dub.
French, you'll never forget about it.
Fighting
Forget about it.
Foodons.
Fighting Foodons. Forget
That
about
shit
it.
was so goated.
But Monster Rancher was amazing.
Yes.
The lore to
Bro.
Monster Rancher was insane as well. But if you had the PlayStation
Prince
game, you
hair?
could get, dude. If you had the PlayStation game, you could to get the monsters in the game. You would take out the PlayStation disc and put in a CD. So I was putting like Nirvana and Marilyn Manson and stuff like that in there, and it would give you like the different monsters and stuff.
Yeah,
That's
I
crazy.
loved it. I put Linkin
it was
Park
wild.
Hybrid Theory in there, and
Yes,
it gave me a
dude.
Prince hair. And I took that Prince hair with a 1-2 punch combo all the way through like a tournament, man, I felt like I was on top of the fucking world. I loved
bet.
those games so much.
Yeah, dude, so fucking good.
Little 7-year-old me, I knew everything at that point in life. Take me back. Bro. But yeah, that was like the coolest thing I'd ever seen, like putting like an actual CD into like the PlayStation 1 and then like letting that spin and you get a different monster from it. I was just like, oh, bet, let me go get Weird Al, let me go get like, let me go get Guns and all the weird CDs that I had back in the day. Let me go get Paul Simon's greatest hits and see what I get from that.
Listen,
Like
I
I'm
won't
not
even
even
lie.
kidding, dude. It was so fun.
We'll do a music episode of Chadmirals sometime, but I love Paul Simon. I love Paul Simon. So I love Simon and Garfunkel. I love Paul Simon. Like, but no, when we were talking about niche video games, I also thought of one called Rings of Fate for the PlayStation. I only played it like once or twice when I was a kid, but it was not. It wasn't an RPG, but like it was two different storylines, and if you play through both, you got the full story. And it was one of the first games I ever played that did that, and it was wild, man. Like really, 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 really good game. I don't know why they never series.
Wait, so you said you had to play it twice to get the full. Was it like a new game plus type of thing, or was it
no? Like you just played one, and then that one ended, and then you played the second one, and that gave you the full story at the end. And you played as either a boy who could shapeshift into the enemies you fight, or a girl that has these like magic rings she uses to cut people.
That's crazy, because I know like with Symphony of the Night, like you could like do like the new game plus with like the reverse castle. Like so, I was like, so is it like that? But no, this is like completely different. That's interesting.
Yeah,
no, it's a Final Fantasy game.
Yeah, Threads of Fate.
I just looked it up.
What, Threads of Fate?
Yeah.
It's a Final Fantasy game?
Yeah, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Rings of Fate.
I love
That's
Crystal
Rings of Fate. Rings. I said Threads of Fate.
Oh, my bad.
Nice. Yeah.
No, Crystal
Chronicles the original though. The like the soundtrack was so goated, and it was ridiculous avoiding the miasma because my homie who held the crystal was like such a dumbass and would run off in random directions, and I would like I get so upset all of the time. I was just like oh man, that I was literally about to beat my best friend up IRL. Like we used to get off the bus and like my house was right in front of the first bus stop, and like we would just play the shit out of Crystal Chronicles until his mom would call on the landline and and be like, where are you, get home? And like no, but this was so ridiculously nostalgic. We play that in Four Swords because I had 2 of the Game Boy Advanced adapters for the GameCube, but I didn't have 4, so I could never play with a full party. And then we found another nerdy kid in the neighborhood who had another 2. And I was like, dude, come over, bring those. Like, we have a full 4. We could have like an actual full 4 party. And it was so cracked. It was like, that was one of the most amazing experiences as a kid. But now, I don't know, like, I don't know if I could play through Crystal Chronicles again, though, just knowing that, like, how peak it was as, like, a like, trying to do it, like, one player, it's just not the same, you know?
Yeah.
Nah, definitely
I want to
not.
play Four Swords Adventures with 4 people. I only ever got to play with 4 people like one time, and we played all the way through like up to the second like area of the game. And
I
remember.
Yeah, I know. Me and Tree talked about it the other day. We're wanting to do it. Like,
I was so upset because I only had a base GBA. I didn't have an SP at the time, and so like I remember like you needed to there was no backlight, and so I had to plug the crane light into the link port, and then like, but when you had the GBA GameCube adapter in, the link port was taken, and so there was no backlight. My ass is legally blind, y'all. And so when you go into the freaking like Shadow Realm in Four Swords, and like I couldn't see anything. I couldn't see anything, bro. And I was like, no, let me go get my flashlight. And like, dude, I had the worst time with Four Swords. That was not it for me, bro.
Since we doubled back once, I'm gonna double back to the game I'm looking forward to, and it's called Blight Survival.
Blight Survival?
It's a co-op medieval zombies game.
This looks interesting.
I'm googling it.
I just love the way you said evil, like
medieval.
Like Medea. No, no, you said
medieval.
Medieval. Like,
medieval.
Yo,
Tyler Perry.
Medieval.
Yeah, medieval.
Medieval. Go ahead, Kev. I'm sorry.
I'm a fan of this idea. I'm looking at the game right now, and I'm not usually a huge zombie guy. Well, I love Resident Evil, but I'm not usually a huge zombie guy. But this is a fun twist. I think this could be cool.
Yeah, this actually does look really cool.
I just want to run through zombies with a long sword.
With the motorcycle?
Last of Us?
No.
Oh.
It was just a standalone title game where you had like, it was almost like 1 million zombie assets, and they would get in these huge swarms and chase you down. It was originally on PlayStation. My goodness. How can I not remember the title of this? All right, Pat, you got to get off my lap.
Is it
I
called
gotta
Days
use my...
Gone?
Yep, Days Gone. That was a really good zombie game that I liked. It had a really good single player story. the main character. It had like this. You would play through the past, and you'd have to like play through the past mission to figure out how the world had gotten to that state. I really liked a lot of it. Days
That's
Gone
fun.
was pretty
That
good.
sounds pretty cool. Yeah, that sounds really cool. I played Left 4 Dead, but I only played it specifically with the Randy Savage mod. So all of the zombies were like,
yeah,
oh yeah, like,
Yeah.
and like every time one of them every time you got a headshot, one of them would go like snap it to a Slim Jim and stuff, like, and every time they like a horde spawned, it'd be like Bonesaw is ready, and like dude, that was the best mod of all time. I loved it so much.
Have you ever played Skyrim with the Randy Savage Dragon mod?
Yeah.
I remember
I've
that
seen
was like going
plenty,
around. Oh
yeah.
my god, dude, it's so good. It's so good, dude.
Rip to a legend, man. Like I loved him, absolutely loved him.
You ain't scaring me, little man. Flapping wings, outstretched neck, like it's so good, man. So cursed. I love that.
But I didn't play a lot of zombie games. I played. There was one, and it was like I don't even remember the name of it, but like you played as a zombie, and like it was like the dumbest. It was so buggy,
Are you talking
like,
about
and glitchy, and
Is it a PS2 game? And it's called
Yeah, it
Stubbs the
was.
Zombie. In a rebel without a pulse.
Oh my god!
Uh,
How do
I-
you remember this?
it's one of my favorite games. That and Destroy All Humans.
Oh,
Like, I
dude,
love that.
Destroy
There
All
was that
Humans.
small,
Yeah,
like,
that was
2-year period where like it was like, hey, screw the humans. You want to play as the one destroying humanity? I was like, yes, please give it.
That
to
game
me."
recently got remastered. It was really good. I like it.
Yeah.
I was gonna bring that up.
What
Uh.
Destroy All Humans?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A niche zombie game that nobody now really hears about is Zombies Ate My Neighbors.
I love
And that
Zombies Ate My
game-
Neighbors.
On the Sega was amazing.
Super Nintendo version, bro. Let's go.
Or, nah, Sega Life.
Yeah, dude. Super
Sega
Nintendo.
Life. I had Mortal Kombat and Sonic. Yeah, get out my face.
Yeah, dude.
The
Mortal
Sega
Kombat
kid.
on Sega is much better. Much better on Sega because it's got the like blood and stuff. You gotta put it... Well, no, you have
Yeah,
to put
but
a code
did you
in for
play?
Sega.
Did you play Knights?
Knights?
I don't
It's
think
in
so.
the dreams, yeah.
Knights in Dreams?
That's my mom's favorite game, and I only know that because when I
Is
played
that the one with
Sonic
the flying
Adventure
jester?
DX,
Yes.
I would play the
Okay,
pinball
yeah.
level,
Yes.
and
No, I've not
the
played
jester from Knights would show up. And she'd be like, Cody, that's Knights from my favorite game. And I was like, no, it's pinball, Mom. Sonic. Get over yourself.
No, the
It's
Sega
good.
Saturn's one of the only consoles I've never got the pleasure of like experiencing fully. I've only got to play one like a couple times. Sorry, I've never played the game. It's on the Xbox too, though, isn't it? Or wasn't
It's
it?
on Steam as well.
It is.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Members only
I
content.
remember playing Booger Man on the
man.
Sega Genesis and Echo the Dolphin.
Mm.
Dennis
Oh,
the
bro.
Menace.
Dennis the Menace, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah.
You
I'm
said
gonna be honest.
Echo, and my mind went to Ico immediately. If then
Yeah.
that's a goated game right there.
Is that the one with the giant monster that like you follows you around?
It's like it's the same people who made Shadow of the Colossus, but it was
Yeah.
before it. It's like the entire time you gotta drag around a lady. Like it's intense. That game was ridiculously difficult. Sorry, Kev, you were about to say something.
Yeah, I was gonna say another Genesis banger is Rystar. I'm a big Rystar fan.
Ooh.
Yes,
That
sir.
game is
Yes,
so
sir.
cute.
Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
The music bangs.
Was Jet Set Radio for the Genesis, or
No,
Jet
that's
Set
way
Radio
after.
was
Yeah,
yeah.
Dreamcast.
That's Dreamcast, Xbox. Jet
oops?
Set Radio is
Well,
amazing though.
Parappa the Rappa over
Dude,
here.
Parappa the Rappa,
Yeah.
I was just
Good
thinking
game.
about emulating that.
do you remember when
I mean, stimulating.
Vex was on stream and he was like, "Man, I wish they'd remake a real game like Parappa the Rappa." And I pulled out the actually, and he's like, "There's no way they actually remade Parappa the Rappa." And I was like, "Hell yeah, they did." And it's just as jank as it when it came out.
Punch, kick.
Y'all, we all big fans of Conker's Bad Fur Day.
I
No,
love Conquer's Bad
Bro,
Fur Day.
the mighty poo. Like, let's
Yeah,
go.
dude.
I'm not a fan of Conquerors. I wish they would have just made another Banjo-Kazooie game. I'm hot take. I'm just gonna say it. Why did they?
Oh,
While we're
man.
spitting hot takes, I'd rather have a complete remaster of a game than a port of a game. I'm looking at you, the company that does Dragon Quest games. Every time we've got one, it's just been a port. I want an actual remaster.
You know, that's
Bruh.
my biggest fear for Bloodborne. When Bloodborne gets its original remaster, is that it's not gonna be a remaster. It's just gonna be a port with 60 FPS patch.
That's what I hate. Is like you have the people and the capabilities to remake this game. Why are you just gonna convert it?
Dude. You said Dragon Quest? Isn't that Nintendo?
Nope.
Square Enix. Square Enix.
Square Enix? Okay.
Yeah.
But Cody, that's wild. You don't like Conquer's Bad Fur Day?
No, I like compared to like my enjoyment that I had playing Banjo 1 and Banjo 2, like
Yeah.
it's not even comparable. Like I did not enjoy Conquer at all compared to those two games. Like I would have much
can
rather
respect
Rare
that.
made another platforming game of that caliber for that time they dedicated to making Conquer.
I find that so fascinating. Because for me, it's like almost the opposite. I thought Conquer was so like creative and interesting and new.
Mhm.
And Banjo was good, but it's like this is just another platformer game. I feel like Conquer is like it stands on its own. It's like there's no other game like this where it's like
Did
a
you like
parody.
Donkey Kong 64?
Not particularly.
I
no.
loved it. I
Same.
loved that
Love
game
it.
so much. Yeah,
I've
it's-
100%ed that game so many times, it's insane.
Bro,
Triple
when
X
you
is
get to
on,
play
man.
a whole game inside of a game and they have like Donkey Kong, like Donkey Kong Jr. or whatever, like when you
Yeah.
get the rare coins and you get to hit the machine, like that shit was so goated. I spent more time on that than the actual Golden Banana quests and stuff like that. I was like, I love that game so much. But that was like really nostalgia. I don't know if it holds up because I haven't played that game in like 2 decades. But back in the day, that was the peak of my existence, was getting a golden banana and hearing like homeboy lose his mind over it. Like I loved it.
Ooh, banana!
Yeah.
You know, I
this
agree with
guy
you, Kev.
knows.
Like, Conquer's Bad Fur Day, it was just so different, especially at the time and stuff. And, like, of course, there was that nostalgia factor with it when I was a kid, but even going back and playing it, I've been playing it. That said, though, I agree with you, Cody, that I would love to see a third Banjo installment that's true to the series.
Yeah, well, I mean, what's nuts and bolts? We don't talk about that.
Listen, I don't know what the hell you just said to me, but I didn't like whatever it was. It sounded aggressive.
It sounded aggressive.
No, I agree though. That's the game that should never be named. Like it tarnished it so much. And seeing them like their original selves come back for Super Smash Bros. Got me so hopeful that like maybe we'll see another game. Maybe. And I'm still
So that's an amazing segue to what I wanted to hop on to talk about. That's the
yes.
possibly ultimate segue. Pun not
Let's
intended.
go.
But have you guys been hearing about what's going on with Xbox right now and how they're seemingly getting out of the console market? What does this mean for the future of gaming? Is PlayStation and Nintendo going to be the last two remaining? I don't know. I find this very fascinating. So what do you guys think?
Wait, they're getting out of the console market? This news just got broken to me by you.
So it's
Just how I
essentially
get
coming down to
spoiled.
that. Yeah, it's essentially coming down to that because their market values are showing that people are buying Xbox less and less, so they're going to start giving away their exclusives to different companies to start having them elsewhere, just so that way they're still making their money. Their most money's coming from Microsoft through Game Pass.
Game Pass,
Right now.
exactly. They're trying. I think that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to be like a Netflix-esque company where it's like you buy all these games together. Because realistically, that is how they're making their money. Like I remember, there were some years I saw this one stat. It was so funny. It was how many consoles sold in each region for the year, right? And this is, I think, when the Xbox Series X came out. So this is the first year it came out. In that year, there were 12 of them sold in Japan. 12 Xboxes for the biggest country for gaming, and it's just like that is hysterical. Like I don't know, I just find it stuff like that. It goes to show, and with the success of the Game Pass and all that being available on PC 24/7, like you don't need an Xbox really.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't know. I just find
See,
this stuff
I hope they
incredibly
sell
fascinating.
all of their titles
Oh, no,
off
it is,
to KFC, and we can play them on the KF console once it finally drops.
The Soldier console,
The Soldier. Why did he not call it the Soldier Boy?
Soldier
Why
game.
didn't he?
Because
But
then
with the
then he would have
chicken-
gotten more copyright.
with the chicken warming station. Like, come on, man. Like that's
No, but-
peak.
Yeah,
That
that's
is the peak.
I agree though. Like that's with the way they have their market set up right now, staying to the PC. I mean, once you get a PC, that's it. Like I have an Xbox One and I barely touch it as is.
I only see this as a positive for gamers. Like,
Yeah.
being able to have these titles that weren't accessible to PlayStation players or Nintendo players before. Like, now we can finally re-experience Halo or Gears of War for the first time. I think it's only nothing but a W to gaming for the whole scene, and I wish Sony and Nintendo would follow suit so I could play Tears of the Kingdom at 60 FPS on my PlayStation controller, or I could enjoy a nice game of God of War on my PC. Like, I'm hoping this is a step in the right direction, but I mean, with Microsoft backing Xbox, I don't really see, like, what need do they have to be in the console competition anymore when they have Microsoft backing them?
Yeah.
Well,
Well, it
I
makes
do
me
agree
think-
it's good for people to play the games. Like the competition breeds that creativity. You know, if
Mhm.
you're trying to constantly one up something and be like, you're gonna get this because this is only here. Like think about Sonic back in the day. You know, Sonic was made to combat Mario, to be
Yeah.
something better than Mario, to get people to buy the console. Like you can't do this over there. You can only get it here. You're gonna buy this shit, right? And that's what I
Mhm.
feel like with stuff like the PlayStation when that first came out. When Final Fantasy switched up to Sony, that was crazy because
Yes,
everyone was
sir.
like, "Oh, Final Fantasy is a Nintendo product," you know, because it wasn't on Genesis, wasn't on any other thing at the time, and now it's on Sony. It's like, oh, what does that mean for Sony? Maybe that means they have more priority on graphics and more priority on more storage space and stuff like that. And I feel like so many of these ideals are really key for deciding, you know, what makes you want to buy what. And obviously a lot of
Yeah.
that comes to brands and like sticking true to that. Xbox, let's keep it for real. They have Halo and nothing. Like cuz Minecraft is already on PC, which is their biggest brand, which is also the biggest game of all time. So they don't need Minecraft on Xbox cuz Minecraft's on everything already, you know?
Yeah. Like it's on
Um,
Switch, it's on
It's on,
PlayStation.
yeah, it's on my iPod Touch, bro.
I hope a hypothetical boost to the situation is maybe now Nintendo will step up their hardware and like actually step forth into this game again.
I am
Because,
really
like-
looking forward to see what, because the Switch is coming up on that, like, 8-year, I think it is.
Yeah.
So I'm
They
wondering
said
what
this
the
is
next big
last year.
thing.
I think, yeah, they're hinting that this is the
Switch
last
2.
year that it's going to be like their main focus.
I'm about to
That-
say,
that's-
and they just focused on pushing out an OLED version how many weeks ago? How many months?
Oh no, that was
Uh,
like 2 years ago.
Yeah, that was like 2 years ago,
Oh,
bro.
that was a while.
I thought they were doing another OLED, like a different screen size
Oh.
OLED,
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe.
like to combat the
But that's
Steam
what they
Deck.
did with the DSs as well, bro. Like,
That's what pisses me off so much. Like I bought a Game Boy Pocket, Game Boy Color. I bought a Game Boy Advance, 2 of them. I bought 2 Game Boy SPs. I bought the DS in normal silver and in magnetic blue. I bought the DS Lite. I bought the DSi. I bought the 3DS. I bought the 3DSi. It's all the same shit, dude. Like when I found out that apparently back in the 90s they had touchscreen capabilities and could have put the DS out, but they put out like 6 other like planned like to be obsolete versions just to get more people to buy it. I was just like, man, this pisses me off. I'm so done with like that part of like Nintendo and Apple products, in my opinion. Sorry, that's my little tirade, but I can't stand that shit.
No, I
I
just
can't even
find
count like on 2 hands. I can't even count the amount of handheld Nintendo products I got.
Will you count
But-
the Switch as well? Because it's technically a handheld, or no?
I mainly use
I
my
didn't
Switch
get
as a
one.
handheld. I've
No,
I
I've
got
maybe
out of the
plugged into
game
the
by
television
then.
like 2 or 3 times. Dead
Yeah,
serious.
I got out of the
Like,
game by then. So I mean, I would count it as a handheld, but it's not one that I ever bought because
Yeah.
I didn't buy one. I don't have a Switch.
Mm.
But no,
I love
I
my
think
Switch.
it could be a like side effect if Microsoft actually does pull out of the console game. I mean, and it could potentially lead to another console coming out.
It
Like, 'cause-
definitely could.
yeah,
Yeah, because like the Steam Deck obviously had massive success with selling that. So I don't know. I find a lot of this console war stuff so fascinating because I feel
when,
like I said, the competition it breeds creativity. We never know what's going to be the next big thing.
yeah.
We never.
But almost
When's Tesla gonna come out with a console?
You can
and
play games
everyone's
on
buying
the
their
car.
Yeah.
games digitally now. Like I almost don't know what the need for a console. Like I don't know.
Well, you could buy it digitally on the console. Is the
Yeah.
thing. Like you could buy like God of War on the PS5 because that's the only game on the PS5, or you could buy Spider-Man 2 on the PS. Well, there's a second game, but you get what I'm saying. Like it's just really interesting to me how much I don't know the other thing I wanted to talk about is actually about the PS5, and Sony has confirmed they're not going to make another PS5 game until supposedly April 2025, meaning this entire year has no PS5 games, and the PS5 has less exclusives than the Wii U did, Nintendo's worst console ever, which I just find absolutely hilarious because they're already planning on the PS6 when the PS5 has no games, and the hype around I made a tweet about it saying the PS5 is the Zion Williamson of consoles, where it had all the hype in the world and then nothing. You know, it had what? One good game, 2 good games, but like you probably can't even name 10 PS5 exclusive games, let alone 5 exclusive games. And I just find that so funny, you know? I don't know. I
It is
find this
wild,
stuff
yeah.
very interesting. Very interesting.
And it's like ridiculously expensive too. Like,
Yep.
because I just bought a PS5 and I know that shit on sale was still like like consoles back in the day. I remember like, being $200. Ain't no way. Like ain't no way now in the next gen, in the next gen. But yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, the last time there was such a crazy supply demand problem was like the Wii. Like literally,
Yeah, I remember that.
The PS4 didn't even have issues like that. The PS3 didn't. It's so interesting. I don't know. I feel like I keep saying that, but I do find this stuff very, very fascinating because it shows like the market is changing in ways like when we were kids, did we ever think Xbox wouldn't be doing this? You know, because they were like
Yeah.
a juggernaut. You know, I feel like this is probably what the Sega people felt like. Like when the Genesis, not the Genesis, when the Dreamcast was like the last one, people were probably like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah.
Because
I
at that point it
remember
was like a decade.
when Sega quit, man. Like that's it, yeah, like it was wild. And then same with Microsoft. I remember Microsoft was like, we're stepping into the console game, and this is the Xbox, and it was like, what the, like, so it's crazy to think about. But one thing I do worry about is because Microsoft is really big on cross-platform as well. Like they try their best to make their games
Mhm.
cross-platform now, and I'm worried putting them on the PlayStation. Like if Nintendo does step up their game and get some of those Microsoft games as well, like, are they gonna play nice PlayStation and cross-platform like that?
Yeah, because Sony's very exclusive. Very
Exactly,
exclusive. Yeah.
because of Nintendo in the 90s.
Yeah. And
it's really
what I
crazy
find,
too because
there you go.
I remember watching I watched it with Cody and Tree the Wolf, like the Sony Direct that like was not too long ago, and it's really crazy because like there's so much hype and all these like I don't know, like I feel like I thought Sony was like doing like really well, and then like I just googled it and yeah, there's like barely any PlayStation
PS5
exclusives.
games, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah,
It's actually
that is
crazy.
wild.
Yeah, and
But
most
like
of
after
them
watching
aren't
the direct,
even.
I was like, "Yo, this is hype. This is hype." But like, I don't know. That's crazy because I'm not
Yeah.
really too ear to the ground on new games or like and anything like that. So maybe Microsoft's making the right call.
Maybe.
I
Because
I
I
think
know
so.
Halo
Like,
has had massive success on Steam. like really massive success because obviously people have nostalgia for Halo. You know, it's one of the biggest game franchises on the planet. So it going to like BPC is great, obviously, especially because PC FPS games, they get a lot of sweats around them. The more sweats
Oh,
you
yeah.
get on the game, the more it's going to stay around. Like I forget which one. Was it Infinite? That was the last Halo game that came out, I think.
Halo Infinite? That sounds right.
Yeah, that did really well. So I don't know. I think this is a good call, but I kind of just can't believe it's happening. You
Mhm.
know?
I think
I
it's the
also,
right call for gaming in the future. Like holding on to the IPs is just like not as many people are just getting to see it. Hopefully, like it doesn't kill the creativity, and maybe they'll just have better working conditions. I don't know.
well, that
like
would be the best. That would
like
absolutely be the best.
but I'm hoping that like with Microsoft taking over a lot of these companies, like the acquisition of Blizzard, like the Overwatch 2 update that had just come out, that I thought I was gonna get back into Overwatch 2, and then I saw the hitboxes are all out of jank and everything. It's like hopefully this is the right call. Hopefully they're gonna start making the right calls, but I'm gonna hold my breath because uh,
Yeah.
I never played Overwatch 2.
don't.
Some characters the hitboxes were needed for. I'm
Who
looking at
said
you,
no?
Widowmaker. I'm looking at you, Widowmaker.
You
And then
don't
some
even have.
characters the
Oh my
hitbox changes
goodness.
weren't needed for. Like, why did they have to change all of the tanks when half of the tanks you hit them even if you're aiming a meter away from them?
No, this last update with the hitboxes, you can aim at Tracer's health bar above her head and get a headshot. Like not even hitting like her model at all, just her health bar. You can use your ultimate bar, like your ultimate charge bar, to aim with the new tank and hit body shots. It's crazy. It's a big mess over there. But they got Cowboy Bebop skins.
Yeah.
Bruh.
And to think it all started with Saitama.
It hurts my soul. 'Cause it's like I want to leave. I want to leave so bad, and then they're like, "Hey, man, do you like anime?" do you...
Let me get you.
But that's something like if we had competition for Overwatch, would Overwatch be a better game because there was something to compete with? Like when Valorant was
Absolutely.
popping, Valorant was like going off the walls, and now there's nothing to compete with Valorant, and Valorant feels like it's kind of stagnated. And that's what when Counter-Strike 2 came out, everyone was like, "Oh man, Counter-Strike's gonna be back in the mix." But then it didn't never felt like it came back. Like it's like it doesn't feel like anything really has competition. It just feels like we have a bunch of monopolies, like having a stronghold on the industry.
I'm gonna be honest. I've started realizing this. Fortnite might be the worst thing to happen to the gaming industry. It genuinely might be because it's like it's a platform now. It's not even a game. It's like, oh, why would I play Mario Kart when I could play Rocket Racing in Fortnite? Why
Yeah.
would I play GTA Heist when I could do these custom maps in Fortnite? Why would I play any other battle royale game when I could play Fortnite? Why would I could go on. Like I could genuinely go
Why
on.
would I
Can't
play
stand it.
build in Fortnite when I can play no build?
True. True.
I can't
I'm not
Like
gonna
the
lie.
fact
I
there's
play
even
Fortnite,
modes
and
in the game.
that's the only mode I play. But I agree with you entirely, Kev. It is insane how much shit's in there. Like insane.
Yeah, and the fact Disney they invested $1.5 billion into Fortnite over the past
Jesus
month
Christ.
because that's how much potential they see in this. It's a and the bet obviously the battle pass. Every game is a battle pass now, and obviously like the shop that constantly gets refilled with these new things. So you have to check every single day. The daily, obviously, Fortnite never didn't come up with most of the stuff, but it
Yeah.
mastered it to the extent that every game has to have it now. And I think the worst thing that Fortnite's done is by making the game be this constantly updating thing. So many other games come out at these as these shell games where they don't have to be finished on launch because you could just fix it later because people will just play it every day, right? But then they're dead because they have nothing. I don't know. I find that trend super just trash.
Didn't that happen with Cyberpunk?
Oh, dude, don't even get me fucking sorry. Don't even get
No,
me
you're good.
started on that.
No, you're good, bro.
Because like the game is cool. But when you release a game that is like can't run on anything except like a government computer, like, dude, what are you doing? You gotta make your game playable. Like, I going back to Sonic, if Sonic 06 released today, it would be considered really good. That's how I feel about it. Because the game can be unreleased and broken and terrible, but people just have this standard of saying, "Oh, we'll fix it later." Like, think about how many good reviews Cyberpunk got outside of just saying, "Oh, the game is glitchy," or like Pokemon Scarlet and Violet.
Oh,
These
dude,
games
yeah.
are
I was there
unplayable.
week 1 with them. Yeah, like
Yeah.
it was. Ooh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I don't know. That's another trend I find very, very annoying.
Yeah, no, same. That's why I usually wait to buy games nowadays. I'll wait like 6 months to a year to buy them because I want them the chance to update and get everything they need first. Because it's ridiculous.
Exactly.
Like, why release an unfinished product?
Money.
Money.
Literally, that's why. Like, literally, it's crazy.
Money,
man.
please.
Money, please.
That's them. They're like, hey, pre-order our game for $65, and then don't worry, in a year and a half, whenever it actually comes out, you'll have to pay another $85 for the DLC. That's the other half of the game.
One thing I do like about DLC though is that like there'll be games that are like 4 or 5 years old, and then they'll randomly get a bunch of.
It keeps it
skins and stuff.
alive.
Yeah. Like,
Oh yeah.
Like Pirate Warriors 4 is how old, and they just dropped
Yep.
like the Gear 5
Yep.
Luffy skin and stuff in
Great
there.
example.
Borderlands
like-
2.
Yeah, Borderlands 2. There's a Borderlands movie coming out.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
Jamie Lee
Bro,
Curtis.
Kevin
is in it.
Hart's Claptrap.
Yeah, I think it's Jack Black as Claptrap.
That makes more sense to me. Actually.
What the
Here,
hell?
I'll look it up.
Oh yeah, Kevin Hart's
Bobby-
Roland.
Yeah, Kevin Hart's Roland. Bobby Lee is
Cody's
Larry.
losing it. No way, that's crazy.
Oh yeah, dude, this is
Oh,
gonna be
man.
funny. This is gonna be a good movie
Mm.
if they do it right. I don't know. I have some faith. The Sonic movies have given me unwarranted, and the Mario faith in video game adaptations. But the Resident Evil movies have left such a bad taste in my.
Well, they have that
Okay.
legacy of camp. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
they already
that's
were
true.
built on that. They already know
Yeah.
what they're getting into. You know, I thought
I
I'm
really
gonna be honest. I thought
appreciate
the Mortal
Jamie
Kombat
Lee
movie-
Curtis as Dr. Tannis.
Yeah. What was that, Kev?
What do you guys think about that Mortal Kombat movie? That came
The
out
most
not too
recent
long
one?
ago? Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. Me and my wife watched it, and it was really, really good, man. We both
My
we're both
wife.
big fans of Mortal Kombat.
Mhm.
I
Yeah,
thought it was
wasn't
alright.
that bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember so many people were hating on it. I'm like, I don't know. I don't really see the hate, I guess. I don't know.
Like, I get why. I remember people were mad that they introduced a new character, but like, yeah, give us a new
No,
character and
yeah,
let them
like-
dip their toes into this world. Let them be a surrogate for the audience. Yeah,
Exactly.
like,
Exactly. That's why I was like, bro, what do you expect? Like, we're not gonna get some ultra great. Like, if you want a Mortal Kombat story mode, play the game.
yeah,
Like it's really that simple. Like, that's why in the Sonic movie they got that random cop guy. In the Mario movie, we start in the normal world. Like, there's got to be some realism into the fantasy so people get invested. Which I don't think is the best all the time, but I mean, I get it. You know.
I really enjoyed the Mario movie. I thought it was good.
Yeah.
The
Like,
Super Mario movie was hella good. I watched that in
Yeah.
Gang Gang. Shout out to Gang Gang in the description. But we had a
Yes,
movie
sir.
night with all of the members over there, and being able to watch that and see all the different references to Mario games and the music, and as much as like we all were hating on Chris Pratt, the delivery of like all the little jokes felt perfect. I love that movie so much. It's up there with Lego Batman movie.
Dude, Charles Martinet doing his last line, being like, "Those are my boys," breaks my heart
Oh,
to this day. Like, that's his last line as in the franchise, and it's like, oh, that's perfect, man. What a way to leave a legacy. Yeah, that movie's really good, really, really good.
Yeah.
Mm.
I agree. I was very worried because of obviously Illumination doing it. And
Yes, yeah.
I started to respect them
Minion fight.
infinitely more over the past few months.
dude,
did.
like the Minions, goated. Let's get this straight. Like, you know, who was out there serving Germany from 1941 to
They were-
1945?
They actually weren't. That's canon. They were frozen in that time.
I like how he like Kev's the actually Minions guy now. He's like, I
Yeah,
don't like
but
it.
Kev, they did
No,
Sing
because I
and
just think
Sing
that's-
2, and they're really good films as well, like animation wise.
No. I just think that's so funny. They specified like
the
they were frozen in this
swiftness.
specific time period.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the swiftness at which you were like, actually, like,
I literally
Despicable
heard
Me
of that.
3 goes so hard though, and I love the reasoning they got. I think it was Trey Parker.
Yeah, Trey
to-
Parker.
Yeah.
He said I remember watching an interview of asking, well, why did you want to star in this movie? He's like, well, honestly, doing South Park is great, but my kids are starting to watch movies, so I wanted to star in something they could watch and not see me say the C word a million times. It's
Yeah,
like, it's like, oh my god.
That's real.
That's
gets
real, yeah.
yeah,
He gets it.
Mad
Even though his
respect to
daughter
that.
was Ike Brovsky for like 4 years in the show.
Yeah. Don't
Like,
kick the baby. Kick the baby.
kick the baby.
Bro.
Mm.
That
doing
new
the
South
Zelda
Park
movie?
game. Has
Okay.
anyone seen anything about that?
Dude, what's it called? Snow Day, right?
Yeah, let me Google it real quick. The new South Park
Yeah,
game is
dude,
supposed
it
to be.
looks good. It's multiplayer. Like I think the whole storyline is
Snow Day official game site. I have to actually tell them that I'm an adult. Crazy.
on South Park.
Wait, you're an adult, Cody? What
Stop.
the-
How dare you?
he said, bruh.
Bruh. Goodness.
So it looks like it's another continuation off of the Stick of Truth Fractured Butthole storyline. But it's got that 3-day element, or 3D 3-day. Oh my gosh, why did I say 3-day?
Yo, shout
Freudian
out to
slip.
3-Day.
Yeah.
We love you, 3-day. It's got the 3D
Yay.
element back from the original Snowball fighting game from the 64 that South Park first tried to attempt. I feel like this is a middle finger to everyone who like said they couldn't do it like this. This looks really good though.
Yeah, dude, yeah, it looks great. Yeah, I'm excited to play it. Like really excited to play it. I'm glad they're going back to like the like wizards and stuff. I like the fractured butthole, but Stick of Truth is where it's at.
Yeah, it's a continuation. New Kid Story continues, so it looks like maybe we won't have RPG elements, but more of like actual action combat.
Yeah.
Would you guys like to see that from a South Park style game? What other jokes do we have left to play that haven't been played off in the games yet?
So many.
They could definitely make fun of like how all RPGs are action RPGs now. That's a very easy thing to say. Like Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy.
This is the Dark Souls of
Xenoblade.
South Park games.
Yeah, you can easily rip on it. Yeah.
Can't select your difficulty, bro. It's like Dark Souls.
Bro, I say that too often now. It's like Dark Souls.
Are there any other games coming out that we're excited for? I remember there were other games I wanted to talk about. I had a list.
I know you were super hyped for Daddy Kojima's
Stranding
you
2.
know,
Death Stranding
2
2. Oh my
releases.
god, don't
Yeah.
even get me started. I forgot. Yeah, you're
And
right.
the espionage game that he's teased that we really don't know what the heck is gonna go out, and that's gonna be coming out in like what 2026 or something.
I'm excited about it, but everyone's been like, Cody, that's your cope because you never got to play Metal Gear Solid. And now you get to
Oh my
it's like,
God.
okay, wow. Crazy.
Just
Like-
play Metal Gear Solid, bro.
Fuck yeah, fuck Konami. I'm not doing that shit.
Bro,
I thought about it,
Stopped
and
yourself
I-
and then full sended it, bro. Like,
he's like, nah, yeah, we're diving in. We're
diving in.
No, Doug.
Oh,
I started
no,
off
no.
with Death Stranding as like my dive into Kojima's games, and I really like them. And I got to watch Tree play through Metal Gear, which isn't the same thing, but I got
It's
you know,
close.
it's pretty much as close as I'm gonna get without wanting to support it.
Didn't
A
they
lot of Metal
cancel-
Gear outside of Snake Eater, a lot of Metal Gear is
It's a
basically
movie.
just a movie. Yeah, it like outside of Snake Eater, I would say, but like especially Metal Gear Solid 4, which is a goated game, there's literally a
Pretty much a
movie
movie.
inside of the game. Like, so it's fine, just kind of backseating that.
Yeah. I think the one that I would recommend you play the most is 2.
Yeah, Sons of Liberty
personally
is
think
just.
I personally think that's the best one as well, so that helps. But it's really important that you are the character. Like that's a huge part of the game experience, I guess. Like every game, obviously, but you get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of some games that I'm really like looking forward to, but like I'm kind of out of it for the most part, like Vex was saying. I
Dude,
usually just
same.
find something
Yeah.
kind of weird, and I'm like, oh, that's cool.
I'm
Something
looking
like
forward to Black Myth Wukong. It's going to be an open
Oh, that
world
looks awesome.
action role playing game based off Journey to the West. I'm
Yeah.
really looking forward to that.
That does look really awesome. My main thing is like it kind of looks like a Dark Souls game, and then I'm like, fuck, am I even gonna like this game?
See,
Unless
but I
made
like
worse.
I like those kind of games. Another game I was looking forward to is Rise of Ronin. Now, I wasn't a big fan of the first game that it's based off of, whatever it's called. The samurai game where you go around and you're like a samurai, like in Assassin's Creed, and the combat's more sucky. I don't really like the game, to be honest. It's a collectathon that has sucky combat. I was just like really upset with it. But this one's made by Koei Tecmo, and Koei Tecmo makes a lot of the beat 'em up games like Pirate Warriors, Attack on Titan, Persona 5 Warriors, Hyrule Warriors. Like we got, so I'm interested to see like what they're gonna do with this kind of game and how they're gonna take it. And a little hitter, Warhammer 40K Space Marine 2. I am so looking forward to. I literally have it here on Steam. I have played so much Warhammer 40K. I first played it back in 2016 with 3 other buddies. We went through and we played through the Orc mode, which is like the endless survival mode. My experience with Warhammer has been we played a lot of tabletop in the summertime when I was in high school. And the only Warhammer game I got to play was Space Marine, and I'm a big fan of the Orc and the Tau. So I was very disappointed with the game not letting me have that variety. But this trailer for Space Marine 2 looks so sick. Like if you are into like tabletop RPG games at all, like I think you should check this out. It looks so good. I'm so excited to see what the future of this could mean. Could we actually play Warhammer over the internet one day and have like a realistic space to play it in?
That would be insane.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm pretty into it because I've never gotten into Warhammer, but I've always heard it's freaking amazing, and I'm huge into TTRPGs. So
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
I'm gonna have to check it out.
Like I've always wanted to get into. It's just so like overwhelming the amount of figurines and stuff you have to get.
Player
Like,
co-op story. It's gonna be for PlayStation 5, PC, and Xbox Series S. I loved the original game. I really did. It's so good. I can't spit its praises enough.
nice.
But that's all that I'm seeing for 2024 when I just give it a quick look up. Dragon's Dogma 2. Dogma.
Isn't there a new Dragon Ball Z fighting game coming out?
Yeah, the Tenkaichi game.
Yeah, I was about to say a new Tenkaichi.
Sparking Zero. But
Sparking
yeah,
Zero,
it's a remake of the Budokai Tenkaichi series. Yeah, it has over 164 characters already.
Jesus. Oh, this is gonna be fun.
Dang.
I'm gonna go through
That's
so many
insane.
controllers and be like,
The reason that they have that many so far is that each form is a different character.
yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm Goku.
Oh,
Hey, I'm Goku.
I get that.
Hey, I'm Goku.
It's gonna be like the Spider-Man meme. Like, oh, man.
Literally. Yeah, I'm
That's
looking at a
kinda
list right
crazy.
now because I'm intrigued. Because like I feel like the only ones Rebirth is literally 2 weeks, so that's not far away whatsoever.
ridiculously hyped for that. We were cooking on that earlier. It's oh man.
I mean, I don't think there's any confirmed dates for it, but when the Game Awards, I think it was the Game Awards, because you know the stream is Sonic titled. I'm gonna keep talking about it as much as I can.
Oh, let's go. Yeah,
when
let's
Sega
go.
revealed, you know, that's how many franchises they're gonna bring back. That was very hype for me. That was very hype. Like the new Jet Set Radio game. That's definitely something I'm looking into.
They're
I
bringing back
love,
Jet Set.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love Crazy Taxi as well. They're bringing that back.
What?
Yeah. And this all got revealed in one trailer, like all these franchises returning in one trailer. So
You just
I'm very
made
much looking
Lucas's
forward to it.
life with that.
Yeah, dude. Like, I'm gonna have to buy a whole like car setup for a PC and like play some
Oh my
Crazy
god.
Taxi. Like, I'm gonna wear the cabbie hat and everything, smoke a cigarette the entire time.
Oh my god. Man.
Hey, why you walk in front of my car? Like,
Will they have anyone as cool as BD Joe? We'll never know. Oh, I am actually really excited for Rivals of Aether 2. I'm actually incredibly excited for that game, which is a like smashed kind of game. That looks pretty awesome. They actually had a trailer that released today for a new character, so that's why it was popped in my head. And that's coming this year sometime.
Paper Mario 1000-Year Door remake.
I'm very
yeah,
excited for
mouth?
that.
Fire.
What?
I cannot wait.
Guys,
I
I've like been out
cannot
the
wait.
loop on gaming news. What?
It's one of my absolute favorite like RPGs of all
It's
time.
one of the
love
best in the
1000-Year
entire
Door.
Paper Mario series, bro. Like one of the best.
In my opinion, it is the best in the Paper
64
Mario
is the best for
series.
me. It's just, but that's
64 is
because of the nostalgia.
goated,
Yeah.
and I love the little what is his name, Twink or whatever.
Whoa!
That name-
Whoa!
Whoa!
That's literally his name. No, that's literally his
Fantastic.
name, bro. He's such a
Surely.
goated character. But yes, that did not age very well as a name for a character. But fantastic character. I love that had Goombario, right? And then Goombella
Yeah.
was in 1000-Year Door. Like
Yep.
freaking goated. Perry Carey, that's my guy. Like I loved so
sir.
many of like I loved those games so much. But for me, 1000-Year Door was the best, and it's because of specifically two characters, and that's Rock Hawk and Miss Meows. Phenomenal
Rock Hawk is
characters.
Rock Hawk is wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, I also like what Tubba Blubba or whatever. Like
Blubba.
dudes.
I like Grubba.
I love that game so much, dude. It's phenomenal.
My name's Grubba. I did it for the Monday.
Dude, the music in that series is good.
Oh yeah,
Music's
dude.
incredible.
Like Ms. Mouse's theme is forever in my head.
Yeah.
I like
There you go.
you go.
Okay. Well, I found this one game that I was looking forward to. I forgot the title, but it's this game called Penny's Big Breakaway, which is made by the Sonic Mania dev team. So I'm looking forward to that a lot as well.
Nice.
What is it about? It's called what?
It's a 3D platformer. It's called Penny's Big Breakaway. It's like really circus themed. It looks pretty awesome. I'm excited for that for sure.
I enjoyed Sonic Mania, so I bet it'll be dope.
Oh, definitely. Christian Whitehead is a genius. He actually knows how to make a game.
Killing Floor 3 is supposed to be coming out this year, which will be exciting because Killing Floor 2 only had 2 new enemies in the whole game, which is pretty crazy. So I wonder how many we're gonna get with Killing Floor 3. Woo!
3?
Maybe 3 new enemies.
Yeah. Hey man, don't get too crazy. They might follow through on it.
Let's keep the linear progression. Yeah, like
Oh yeah, there's that Alone in the Dark soon too.
That's me every night.
Cody.
Not me.
My wife.
My wife. Oh, the look
my
I just got from
goodness.
her. I'm gonna die tonight, boys.
What?
He said, "I'm gonna die tonight." Oh, that's insane. But no, I mean, I'm very rarely excited for games. So I mean, the fact that I have more than one title that I'm excited for right now is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
There's a game coming
I'm
out called Vampire Therapist. That is
say
hilarious.
therapy.
Therapist. Vampire Therapist.
Oh, vampire therapist.
Yeah. And
Crazy.
then Cody, there's a game called Spy X Anya. Operation Memories. Is that a Spy Family game?
It
Yeah.
is, yeah.
Yeah. Wow. They're going all in on Spy Family, and I can't even really blame them because it's kind of fire. I'm not.
Great
I'm not
show.
even gonna lie. I really vibe with Spy Family, especially the arc that's going on right now.
It's
Freaking
Bandai Namco
crazy, dude.
though, and like, what's the problem is gonna happen is the same problem with the JJK game, and it's gonna be complete freaking garbage, and they're gonna expect us to buy it just because we like Spy Family. Like everyone bought the JJK game because they like Jujutsu Kaisen. It was a trash game. Like, I think Jujutsu
that
Kaisen
new-
is like the world record holder for the most refunded game right now ever, right?
It
Yeah.
is, yes. But I'm just
In
saying
such a
that new
quick amount
Dragon
of
Ball
time.
game is also. But people are gonna buy that because they like Dragon Ball, so they know how to bait people, regardless of
What,
It's
their-
Sandland?
upsetting.
Is that what you guys are talking about? Sandland? I was reading. I'm sorry.
No, the new Dragon Ball fighting game from earlier.
Oh, no,
It's
yeah,
made
there's
by the same
also-
people,
Yeah, there's also a Toriyama-based game called Sandland coming out this year.
That looks fire.
Yeah,
I'm
it looks
happy
pretty
he's
good.
doing new stuff as well because obviously he's got Dragon Quest and
Dragon Ball
but I like
Daima.
him doing new stuff.
Can't wait for that.
Listen, I don't need my
Sandland was a-
babies Dragon Ball, bro. I really don't need my babies.
Nah, man, Super Saiyan 3 Goku as a kid is gonna go hard as fuck. Come on.
He's gonna like step on his hair.
We've
'cause
seen
he's
it.
So short.
You've seen Gotenks go Super Saiyan 3, so we've seen it.
No,
It's the
baby.
same thing.
No, baby
Hold on.
Gotenks Super Saiyan 3 now. Mm-hmm.
Hold on, did you not watch GT?
I tried to forget it, except
I
for
love
Super,
GT.
Super 17. That was pretty good.
Bro, I'm sorry. The Black Star Dragon Ball saga was
Yeah, that was
pretty
pretty
good.
cool.
I'm not even gonna lie.
Pretty good too.
Like I loved
Baby
like
was okay.
Nova Shenron.
Okay, yeah. Overall, the show was okay.
I didn't like the Baby Saga, but Nova Shenron was him. Omega Shenron was him. Ice Shenron was like definitely him. Like I liked parts of GT.
What are these noises you're making?
Cody's over here going through it.
I'm in
Yeah.
pain. How are you gonna say, like, man, Ice Shenron was literally like, haha, I'm bad to be bad. Like, why?
I'm bad to be
Like,
bad, baby.
Nova was better, and they fucking like wrote him out twice. They gave him a Joseph Joestar death. Like, it's crazy.
Oh
I
my
just- I'm
God.
sorry. Like, I could just. How you gonna expect me to? No. Like, that guy died more times than Piccolo. Based off Piccolo. Based like Piccolo. Based died off like Piccolo. Crazy. Oh. GT was pretty good, though. I had a lot more grapes than I thought I had with it, though. Man, you guys know the Super
was like,
17 arc is like 4 episodes?
Yeah, but it's so good it doesn't matter.
What
Like,
do you mean? What? Oh,
dude,
brother.
that interaction between 18 Krillin and Super 17 is like amazing.
Nobody can beat me because I'm Super 17. Nah. Like, stop.
No, dude, I'm
Ha-
serious. I
Haunts
love
my
Super-
nightmares. Dragon Ball Legends
Yeah.
No,
ruined
but
me.
I forgot there's another game I'm extremely excited about that just got announced at the Game Awards.
Genshin
which I don't
Impact.
hear anybody talking about. No.
Honkai Star Rail.
No, I'm good on the whole stuff or whatever. So I was mentioning World of Goo earlier, and it's getting
Ooh.
a
Oh my God.
2. And I cannot wait. If you guys never played World of Goo, it's a free mobile game if you have a Netflix login, and I borrowed a friend's Netflix login because I don't have a Netflix, but it's a free mobile game that you can get on your phone right now. It was originally like an indie game on the
A
Wii,
WiiWare game.
and
yeah.
after 15 years, we are finally getting a World of Goo 2, and the trailer is on YouTube, and it looks absolutely fire. I cannot wait I'm so excited. One of the best like little indie games I think I've ever played, as far as just like a little nothing. Just like there's like just a couple megabytes. It's like a super simple, super small, super fun. You can beat it in a night if you get good, kind of game. Oh my god, it was so fun. And the replay value is insane. Because there's infinite different ways of you figuring out how to get through like different puzzles and things like that. The physics of like the buoyancy and like water dynamics and like making like I don't know, making things float with the balloons and just like the structural integrity and like the different types of goo balls that you can use. Dude, it was so ridiculously fun. I love that game, and I cannot wait for World of Goo 2. I hope it's like actually like a full title after all these years, and there's like a lot of content, and it's like a big thing, because I'm gonna spend so much time playing it however I can.
You're gonna
I
get
be
into
whirling on my goo.
No, but for real, get it on your phone and just like play it while you're on the toilet. It is just the most fun, like little, like it's like the reverse of Angry Birds. Instead of like launching little guys to like destroy structures, you're building shit. And
If I buy
and
more
it's like,
birds to win
it's-
this level, Elle will know I'm Kira.
I'm afraid I can't do that, Star Fox. I have Balloon Tower Defense to play.
Oh my goodness. No, I'm just saying, like 100% highly recommend World of Goo. It's so good.
Yo, do you
I'm
guys
gonna
have
check
phone
it out.
games
I
you
can't wait.
actually play? Like, what's some phone games we all are into?
I used to
2048.
play Plague. I used to play the hell out of some 2048, bro. Like, but I used to play Plague Inc. a lot.
Yo, what
Yeah.
a great game.
Dude,
I bought that
such a
during
good
Crazy.
COVID.
It's too
Uh,
real during COVID, though. It's too real. Like,
Yeah, that shit. I remember I always used to call it like stupidity or something like that. and
Yeah.
Stupidity would kill humans.
Again,
best
that's
way-
too real.
The best way to do it was make it the most viral thing possible. Like everyone gets it, and then out of nowhere you just spam
Yeah,
every
you
single
spam the
most
mutation.
horrible, horrific thing that could
Yeah.
happen,
Yep.
and they just
It's
all
like
die.
immediate respiratory failure and stuff like that. It's like, ha ha ha, hemorrhage.
Yeah,
Like,
literally. Brain
insane, bro.
hemorrhages, literally
Yeah.
all over the place.
um,
I
No,
also
I
like
don't-
to play Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle. It's one of my few Dokkan gambling gacha addictions that I have. I love that game with all my heart and soul.
He said one of my few is crazy.
That's worrisome, man.
That
That's
is
The
worrisome.
fact that there's more than one is.
Yeah,
Haven't they not
Dokkan.
I love you, Code.
Dokkan is the one that I play consistently, and I've hopped on the board with a couple other ones a few times. Like I've gotten into Genshin, and I've thrown some money at Genshin. I'm not afraid to admit it, because Genshin was fun for like the 6 months I played it. But then I went to the One Piece Treasure Cruise, and I was like, $10
is that good?
whatever.
I was gonna
No.
download it.
All right, I don't
He
really
said
like
no.
it.
No.
The
Dude just
grind,
immediately went, no.
the grind isn't as fun and repetitive for like me personally. I think it's a good gacha game. It is, and the art's pretty unique, and I like it. But I just don't find the gameplay to be as like, easy as to consume in bite-sized pieces like a phone game should be. I say should be, like I'm not playing Balloon Tower Defense for hours on end, but
Shit gets real, dude.
what else do I play on my phone? There's something else on here I play.
You guys ever play Candy Crush? That shit goes
The only
hard.
game I have on my phone right now is
You cut out.
What?
the only game I have on my phone right now is Among Us.
Among Us.
Among Us.
I also play
Oh, boy.
Clash Royale. It's like a little tower defense game where you have like a real-time strategy of resource management versus the other player.
I also have the One Piece trading card sim.
Ayo, we love
On
that.
your phone?
Yeah, dude.
I didn't know that even had an app. Yeah.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, I know. I know you can get it on your phone. I figured it'd just be like really buggy, like
It
not the good
is.
kind of bug, not like a Yonko buggy. Like
Sounds buggy for
Wow,
real.
that's insane that you said that.
Am I wrong?
No, we need more Buggy. I need to see Buggy some more soon.
You know, that's something
Um,
when Pirate Warriors got confirmed with new DLC. I really think Yonko Buggy is a possible thing because like he's only been like normal Buggy for such a long time, and he has nothing like related to his modern design like at all. And I think that could easily be one because we know Roger's the last of the shown characters, which is really awesome, obviously. And Buggy was on Roger's crew. But what I'm realistically thinking, it's going to be Roger, Prime Whitebeard, and maybe Rayleigh, maybe like I don't know. That last character is, but I definitely think Prime Whitebeard's a super likely character.
We talking Prime Rayleigh or Old Man?
Either, but you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
that'll be the last slot. You know, that could be because I can't think of who else it would be.
Saturn. No, I'm
Jesus.
out of
Get
nowhere.
the fuck out of here.
Saturn.
Get the fuck out of here, bro. Like, leave
I mean,
the
it would be
comments.
really cool to see that though, because we don't have very many characters like Big Mom and Kaido who have those giant transformations. That like, it would be really cool to see Saturn have like that one form, and then being able to go into his Devil Fruit form, and then like have that secondary like set of moves and everything like Kaido and Big Mom.
That would
And
be
his-
awesome. Yeah.
And Saturn's quest would be like find the Devil Fruit and a baby.
Okay,
Yeah.
that is alright. Whoa.
Oh wow.
I remember when that game was first revealed to have DLC. I feel like it was really interesting. Like King and Queen weren't picked. I feel like that was so obvious, you know, like in the grand scheme of things.
You getting my boy Odin though? That it felt
Oh, that was
so.
awesome.
Oh.
No,
Like-
but at that time I got it because that was like before all the anime with Onigashima. Like that wasn't even close to done. But now that Onigashima's over, it's like people know these characters and they have all these crazy abilities. People would probably want to play as them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and like, I don't know. I just found that was really interesting. You know, were there any characters you guys were
waiting
like
for,
shocked they weren't picked for the game?
I think we're waiting for Queen to get skinny because it's gonna happen before they add him to the game. Because then that's gonna sell. That's gonna be crazy.
It'll be
right?
too
Like,
popular.
The biggest shock for me was that they did more DLC and they didn't use Gear 5 to announce Pirate Warriors 5. I always thought that was a very big miss because like I want the complete ensemble of cast. I want everyone. I want to play as NL. I want to play as Dory and Broggy if we are going to have giants. I want to play as like some of the Grand Fleet. Like we're missing so much, and like
No, they do
so
have,
much of the story was cut out in 4. I felt like
Oh, it definitely was. That's why I think 3 might be better, arguably, because of just having the whole, what's it called? You know, the whole story.
having
You
the
feel
whole
like you're in the
story to Dressrosa or where it was at the time of the manga, like and
journey. Yeah, that crusty Dressrosa. Oh my god, that shit was.
Hey,
horrendous.
I've not played
we
Pirate
love
Warriors.
Dressrosa here.
not
No,
Pirate
no,
Warriors
I'm not talking
3
about. I'm not talking. Yeah, not Pirate Warriors 3 Dressrosa. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. I was
Dude,
about to say.
Kizaru
Only-
showed up. Aokiji showed up. It was
There's
so
like,
great.
it was like Smash Brothers. They're like everyone showed up.
Everyone is here. Yeah, like now the only one piece games I've played are Odyssey, and I've only played like a little bit of it, and then World Seeker, and I've only played
Odyssey.
maybe like the first like 3 hours of World Seeker, maybe 4.
Yeah, Odyssey was okay. It was just very linear, and it was crazy because, like, I don't know, like, sorry if anybody hasn't played it, but there's only 2 original characters that get introduced. So whenever they like are like setting things up for like there's a villain amongst us, it's literally like, well, it's either you or you.
Yeah,
like it's like there's like I don't know. It wasn't very like. I felt like they could have done a little bit more with it, but for what it wasn't bad, you know, like, but that just like cracked me up. There's just like, well, there's got to be a bad guy in the game, and I'm like, well, you literally 2 original characters that you introduced, so it's either like this chick or this dude, and it didn't feel like a very good twist. The story was okay. The character was like Lynn was cool. Like I'm not even gonna lie, but it was like it wasn't like a great game. It was just kind of a cool story.
She
you
had some kind of like memory fruit or something, right?
Yeah.
know? Yeah, it was non-canon, but yeah.
I thought the
Like,
game was
I
fun.
don't know.
I don't know.
It was very
an RPG.
linear though.
I mean,
Like
so was-
like it was literally like at a certain point, it's like literally like you walk in a straight line and click the, you know,
Oh, you
just
mean like hallway? Okay, yeah, I
yeah,
agree
it
there.
was
then.
extremely linear, and like there was like very little like variance amongst, like it has like almost no replay value in my opinion. Like and I didn't really expect it to, but like it just felt very, very shallow comparatively to other games that I feel like were coming out then. And I'm not a gamer, and so for me to have like that kind of a strong opinion is kind of feels a little crazy. But it was like extremely like narrow in what you could do, and like I don't know, like, and it was also really a cakewalk. It was extremely easy. Like you didn't really have to put any effort into the battle system, although I guess it was kind of cool. It was just like is like really no effort, and like you could literally just walk in like straight lines in like major parts of the game and you'd be fine. So I don't know, I thought it was fun for what it was, but it wasn't like as huge as like I guess a lot of the hype that I saw around it kind of made it seem like it was gonna be, you know?
Yeah.
I could agree there. Yeah, I do think they did some DLC stuff from what I heard. With like even
I don't know
more.
anything about that.
Yeah, I didn't look into it that much, but I heard it was pretty cool. You know, they added even more stuff because I know the game was Alabasta, Water 7, Marine Fortress, Rosa, and I think the DLC adds like whole cake stuff from what I remember.
Oh, that's interesting.
I'm trying to think off the top of my head. But I'm fairly certain. I don't know. I think the game is good at recreating some of the moments with like fun little twists. Like when I played, I picked my goats. You know, I picked Luffy, Usopp, and Robin, and the last spot was whoever needs to be there.
Oh, dude,
and
Brooke and Chopper were so OP in that game. Like it was insane how fucking strong they were. Like,
yeah, and I was gonna say like seeing stuff that is like character specific was really cool. Like obviously in Alabasta, Missile Sunday's there, but Robin's there, and it was fun, you know, seeing like the way the game would like slightly change depending on what characters are in what situations. I don't know, I like that a lot.
I've only played the
I'm
Pirate Warriors
interested-
games, so I don't know how these other
Yeah.
One Piece games change the formula.
I'm interested to see what's up with that DLC you were talking about, but I don't know. Like Odyssey was cool, but I can't really say it was like great. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As far as like the like Pirate Warriors and stuff like that, I have not heard too many things about it. It's just like you get to just like crash through mobs, right? Just like
One Piece.
Like,
yeah, it's just Dynasty Warriors, like, you know, like
Oh,
like
yeah.
for the 5,000th
Yeah,
time.
it is.
Basically, yeah.
It seems fun. I just like I don't know. Is like what is it? Is it something I can play like mobile or no?
It's on Switch.
Yeah, it's on Switch, but outside of that, no. Like,
So
it's not gonna be on
basically-
a phone, so it would crash.
Yeah.
Lame.
Well, you can play it on your computer. Like you can play it on like, yeah.
It's not lame. You're
Yeah, I
lame.
might check. He said you're lame.
Okay, I'm more just like, what do you expect the phone to do? Like
Yeah,
that's
right.
what I mean. Like,
My
Yeah,
phone can
phone
play
can do
Balloon
it.
Tower Defense 6, so it should be able to do anything.
oh yeah, all those
It can-
balloons. You can load all those balloons.
Yeah, no.
I mean, I used to play Apex Mobile on my phone, and then they shut down the servers, and then I switched over to COD Mobile, and I grew away from it. But recently, I've been playing Bloodstrike, and it's got cross-platform between PC. It's pretty fun.
Dang. Dill, what's that one game you and Ragnar be playing? Crunker Strike?
Crunk.
Oh, yeah.
like-
Crunker, it actually has its own app now.
What?
Yeah.
Moving on up.
Moving on up.
No,
Let's go.
I mean, like we were talking about how, like, with Microsoft moving away from consoles and things like that. Do you guys think that phones are actually going to start to be like legitimately like closer to like a console replacement?
No.
No.
Yeah.
Wait. Let me.
I
No.
mean, like legitimately, I think that's like that's not like we're not too far away from that with like the technology that phones have in them and things like that at this
We may
point.
get like, because they've got like remasters for like Grand Theft Auto 3 and stuff like on there. We may get more stuff like that on phones. You know
I
what
saw
mean?
this
Like,
one guy at the gas station. He has this attachment that plugged into the bottom of his phone, and it wrapped around it to make his whole phone into like a playable Joy-Con thing, like for a Switch almost, or like a Steam Deck. It's crazy what they can do now.
Yeah, and people have been doing that with Nintendo stuff for a really long time. Like I remember when the Wiimote, like when the Wii first came out, somebody used the Wiimote to like make like a supercomputer type of thing. It's like we are not far from like and I know that like console like Nintendo and like Sony and things like that don't want to make that kind of product yet, and like especially with Nintendo releasing a bunch of products like in like incremental small upgrades and things like that that obsolete the previous version. Like they're gonna try and like sell us as many versions as they can, but like there have been people who have like kind of cracked that kind of technology. I think that phones are not far off from being competitive, and like especially with like the Switch being predominantly used as a handheld as well, like I think it makes sense that if consoles do eventually get done away with, everyone's just going to be playing this shit on their phones.
it'll either be that or ARG in VR.
Ooh, yeah, with the new
Yeah.
iPhone or
Yeah, that's
the
what I was
Apple
thinking.
Vision.
Apple Vision, yeah. Boys, I'm not gonna lie, I have to go. I have to work in the morning, so
I think is that a good place to wrap up, y'all?
That sounds
I mean-
good.
I'd be down.
You guys been chefing it up for. You know,
Oh my goodness.
Kev, where can these wonderful people find you?
well, you can find me at the YouTube channel KevDOG. We're actually, I checked, we're almost at 9K subs, which is pretty epic.
woo!
Yeah.
Woo!
Tattoo at 10K, right?
Um,
Tattoo at 10K.
Tattoo at 10K.
Let's
Indeed.
go.
Indeed. And I've decided what it's going to be, but I'm not going to say it, obviously.
Is it a giant berserk tattoo on your neck?
No.
Oh.
no. I do
Why
love
don't you want to be like
Berserk.
Lucas?
I do
Yeah.
love Berserk.
Oh.
I actually have a poster of it right next to me. But
Nice.
no, that's not the mood for me right now. Not the mood.
Mhm.
Not the mood. No, move. The move. Yeah. But yeah, I have a video actually coming out. It was gonna be out today, but it'll be out tomorrow, as well as me streaming the new JoJo chapter, which I'm very excited about. Which is also the 1-year anniversary of the new JoJo part, which is kind of crazy. That I feel it's, I don't know. I get moments where I'm like, sometimes things are like, oh really? It was that not that long ago, but it's like, oh wow, it's been that long. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
You don't realize, like, I'm trying to think. I saw an example earlier today. Like, oh, that thing was only 3 months ago. That feels way longer. But then
Mhm.
it's like, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah.
The
So-
passage of time, yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I feel like this
Wibbly
month,
wobbly, timey wimey.
I feel like this month
Oh
for
my
me has been
goodness.
incredibly long because I've been really focused on some personal projects outside of
Ooh.
YouTube stuff, and that has been taking up a lot of my time to the extent where it's like, yep, this is it, and I don't realize how much or how little has passed. So, yeah. But video
I feel
tomorrow.
that so hard.
More videos coming soon. I have a lot of ideas, I feel, and I want to just experiment more as the things roll along, you know. Maybe some videos that are shorter, maybe some videos that are longer, you know, just whatever I feel like, you know.
Nice.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys for
Excited
letting me
that.
ramble like a crazy person.
That's what
No,
Chadmirals
it's always
is all
nice
about.
to feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Doing your
And
content.
I will also say, since we are talking about Sonic, you guys read the Sonic IDW comics, bro. You will
I've read
read
a
the
couple
Sonic
of them.
Archie
regret it.
comics.
The Archie comics are also fire, but the IDW comics, man, oh my god! Shoutouts to Scrapnik Island. That shit was peak fiction. Like genuinely, like you know it's good when you feel moved by a character who can't even talk. That's how good this can get. Like it's that
Mm.
good. Go. That's all I'm gonna
That's
say.
dope.
Nice.
Highly
On Chad Rules,
recommend
we call that cheek fiction, my man.
cheek.
Yeah, in honor
Cheek
of
friction.
in honor of
Oh my
Rear
God.
Chadmiral Vex, the twerking legend.
Peak fiction.
Oh my
or
God.
cheek friction in peak fiction.
Do you want to send us off, Cody?
Yeah, we have been the Chadmirals. This has been TLA. Thank you so much. We are here every Friday. Make sure you catch us tomorrow on my Twitch at twitch.tv/SSJ8Cody for Cody 8 What Does D&D campaign, where our very own captain and rear Chadmiral will be playing D&D. What's going to be happening? Akira! I don't know. It's going to be crazy, but we'll find out. Have a great night, everyone. And as always,